All right. All right. We are a little bit early, so give me just a second here. I think I said like 7 o'clock, so sorry about that. Apologize. What's going on, chat? What's going on? I'm going to give just a moment for everybody to join in here. And I need to get myself situated. God, I have like something in my throat. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Damn. There we go. What's going on? Ashton, Mossdog, Mannyman the Weatherman. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully y'all are doing well. How's it going? Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Let me go ahead and refresh my stream here on my end so I can keep track of chat. Severe weather is already ongoing in Nebraska and even Wisconsin. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Wisconsin we'll get to in just a moment. Like I said, I just need to get situated here, and then we'll be good to go. Why is my stream being weird? Hold on. Why is YouTube being weird? All right, let me go to Direct Weather 2. Let me head on over to that. Chat, can you guys hear me okay? I'm doing good. How about you? Good. Very good, man. Very good. Why is... Hold on. I may have to go to YouTube a second. I'm not trying to, like, dox myself here, chat, but let me just see why, if it's actually showing it. Let me go down. We'll just say right now, 6 p.m. I think that should probably help. Save. There we go. All right. So that should help. I think if you guys are able to see it, let me know. I got to check it real quick and see if I'm up. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, yes, I can hear you. Sounds good. All right, very good. So, yesterday was awesome. Like, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for tuning in yesterday. I want to just real quickly, before we get to tonight, I actually want to take a look at the storm reports from yesterday. Because we actually, I got to say, we actually had a few hail reports and even a couple wind reports. And you might see some things that, like, are, sort of interesting in the way of reports. So 32 hail reports from yesterday, for one thing. And we also do have 5 wind reports. Now, nothing out of the ordinary with the hail reports. I mean, we see 1.75, 1.25, 1.75, golf ball size hail being the biggest of the bunch. But down here is what got my attention. So, look at the last report, chat. 64 mile per hour wind gusts brought repeater antennas down and lifted playset out of the ground. Out of the ground. I would think that the Weather Service, as soon as they saw this report, are kind of like, really? Like, what? So, I would be intrigued to see if the Weather Service actually, with this particular report, goes out there and does some sort of damage survey just to rule out any sort of brief tornadic touchdown. Because when you're talking about a play set, again, let's circle this, a actual play set being lifted off the ground, if it's built in, I mean, you're talking about some pretty strong winds there. So I would be curious to see if that is the case. But what's going on, guys? Where's the Dryland, Montgomery? How's it going? You're from Kansas. I love you in here, man. Braylon Edwards, welcome back to the stream. And we also have Sliced Bread. I like it here. I like having you. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Again, we're going to talk about Tuesday right now. I just wanted to quickly recap yesterday's reports because yesterday was a pretty interesting stream. We had quite a bit of thunderstorm activity across central Minnesota, and that even extended as far north of extreme northwestern Wisconsin. When you got tornadoes popping up or severe weather, we got severe weather right now, actually. Tornadic damage, yeah, we'll see. What's going on, Luke? I would not be surprised, just as a precaution, if the Weather Service office either just goes with the wind report or actually decides to go out to this vicinity, Steele County in Minnesota, and takes a look at that particular situation. Trampoline vaulted over 12 feet. Here's another report. Hedges to get next to the road. Tall pine tree fell down and a steel patio pergola completely collapsed. So, yeah, trust me, I didn't notice that either. Frito. I love the name, by the way. What's going on, man? I didn't notice this either, but these are some interesting wind reports. So now, let's get to tonight, all right? I mean, I was actually going to do a bit of an intro and talk about this week, but we got some storms to cover already. So for those who are tuning in, glad to have you. Tomorrow is when things kick up, 5% chance of tornadoes. You were absolutely correct. We will talk about Wednesday within the hour. Right now, we do have some storms to get to, and I want to start first. There is a cell up by the Green Bay radar that is severe thunderstorm warned all the way up here. This is like a little bit outside of the marginal risk, which we'll take a look at momentarily. So let's start here in Wisconsin, then we'll work our way more towards the main event area, which is going to be Nebraska, even into south central Kansas. I can't watch your stream, just be at work with phone on, praying that I'll receive the alert and phone don't have an overload. Oh, I get you, Mario, but I appreciate it. Tuesday is probably going to get upgraded to enhanced. We'll see. I personally don't know. I mean, I think that an enhanced, based on the uptrending of the parameters, it could be warranted. If not, I wouldn't be totally upset either. What's going on? Brent Weathers, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Where is it heading? We'll get right to that momentarily. Let's first start with Wisconsin. Severe thunderstorm located over White Lake, or 19 miles east of Antigo, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, and that is up to quarter-size hail. It's going to be near Garter Dam Scout Camp. Didn't know that existed. Around 6:35 p.m. Central, mountain around 7. A lot of campgrounds up here, guys, in northern Wisconsin. This is like campground haven. And I mean, I've been up in Wisconsin many times, and this is, right here, I'll just be honest, this is all relatively like residential. But as soon as you get north of Wisconsin Rapids, this whole area is forest. A lot of campgrounds. Not very populated north of Green Bay. But the good news is it's in a less populated area, and it also looks to be that this storm is decreasing in significance, all right? So quarter-size hail, I don't see this being a wind threat, and yeah, I mean, these are very weak velocities, so just a hail threat there, so if you're in these areas, be on the lookout for that. But as I talked about before, that is not our main event. The main event takes us to Kansas and Nebraska, where right now we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. If we talked about last night, these storms are actually forming along a triple point. So here's our warm front. There's our cold front, and the occlusion is right here. All right, so there's the cold front. Here's the warm front somewhere up here. It's pretty much propagated. I'll have to check to make sure this is the case, but again, I'm just kind of drawing this for an example. This may not be drawn to scale. But this is going to be the area of concern going into the evening. We also do have a cluster of thunderstorms just to the south of that main cell and really to the northwest of Wichita. I'm back. What did I miss? Nothing at all, man. You came right at the right time. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Man Smith? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? What are the main risks for the storms happening today? Hunter, I'll be honest with you. Definitely hail is probably the biggest threat. And with this warning, we might even see that. Hail, damaging winds, can't rule out an isolated tornado. And if there is going to be a tornado out of these storms, they're going to actually be right over here towards central Kansas. So if it's going to be any spin-ups, I don't expect those to be as far north as here, but you never know. I actually expect these to rotate around central Kansas. The parameters are much better down here in the way of shear and helicity. And also, I would even say, the dry line itself is propagated more so in this area. It's technically up here too, but with the dry line factoring into both better shear and helicity, your best bet is going to be down here. All right. Will you be doing this every day? Tornadoes, welcome to the stream. I will be doing live streams for slight risk events, and I would even say more like localized events. For example, if we're talking about like a moderate risk or a high risk, that's going to be covered on the main channel. But for slight risk events, we're going to be covering it here on DW2. This is the latest warning, and this is out of the North Platte office. So we got 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, half-dollar size hail. Severe thunderstorm was located just south of Oconto, if I said that correctly, I apologize. 20 miles north of Lexington, moving north at 40 miles per hour. So again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, half-dollar size hail. So like we just talked about, hail is going to be something to watch, just like yesterday. Yesterday we had some golf ball size hail in spots. So today we also have a dry land. We could get some bigger size hail in some spots. But this is going to be near Buckeye, Prezi State Wildlife Management Area, as well as, like I said, Oconto. No tour possible as of right now. Let's take a look first at our DBZs, and right out of the gate, this is a very, very strong area of precipitation. That's probably where our hail core is. It's going to be right in that vicinity. If we also move on to our velocities, it has, I've been monitoring this the last 10 minutes, even before the stream. If there's any rotation, which it looks like there is, it's going to be right just to the west of Oconto, all right? It's very weak right now. Again, this is not really supposed to be the area where these things, pop off and start to rotate. If anything, it's going to be in this general vicinity. Reed Timmer is live. Is he really? He's chasing. Dude, he chases everything. That guy is a legend. What's going on, Jennifer? Welcome to the stream. Is Minnesota going to see any severe storms tomorrow, Drumhead? What's going on, man? Not tomorrow, from what I understand. I haven't seen anything that would dictate that. The main threat for severe weather, which, as promised, we'll talk about later tonight, is going to be in this area, Little Rock, and especially along the lower Mississippi Valley. Jonesboro. If you live in Jonesboro, or you've heard of Jonesboro, yeah, they've been hit by tornadoes before, just last year. You're under the gun. If I was to pick any area of best fit for the worst of it, my guess would be, like I said, along that lower Mississippi Valley region. This guy's streaming on a slight. I'm pretty sure he would stream tomorrow if he had time, because 5% is no joke. Oh, Mario, no question about it. I actually will be streaming. Absolutely. I will be streaming tomorrow. I actually talked to Ashton. Me and him were talking about the parameters for tomorrow. And quite honestly, we both decided that it's best to just have it on the DW2 channel. And of course, if there's another moderate risk, that will be on the main channel. I don't expect tomorrow to go moderate. There would have to be some crazy uptrending for that to happen. I don't expect that to happen whatsoever. If anything, if it was to get upgraded tonight, it would be to an enhanced, but that's really to be determined. We need additional model guidance before we really have a good idea if that happens or not. Hey, buddy Stuart, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. SPC Lincoln, welcome back. Jennifer, clarify what you meant there. I might have missed your message, so let me know. Hey, buddy, I got you, Stuart. Colin, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Love the banner, by the way. Is that a Stanley Cup Chicago Blackhawks banner by chance? Oh, man, if only I was a Hawks fan, but I am from Chicago, so I do appreciate that. Check the cell just west of Garfield, Kansas. It has a weak hook echo. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, there it is. Good catch, my friend. Right there, just to the north of Garfield. These are starting to hook a little bit. There's hook number 1. There's hook number 2. And these, what we would really identify as a developing supercell, both of these right here are trying to get going. And they're also a part of a cluster of supercells. So we're going to keep a very close eye on these. Let's take a look at velocity. It's trying to get going. Here it is, right by Roselle. Here's area number 2. So rotation at the moment is relatively weak, but we're going to keep a close eye on that and see if anything comes of it. Because unlike last night, the tornado parameters are better in this area. I'm not talking about, Dixie Alley high-risk parameters, but they're decent tornado parameters. It's good enough to be able to drop a tornado. It is. So this is an area of concern that we're going to have to keep a very close eye on. So far, these storms are not severe warned. All right? These storms are not severe warned at this time. So that's just something that we're going to continue to monitor. I'm going to leave the reflectivity up and just kind of get a broader look at what's going on. That severe thunderstorm in Wisconsin, I guess we could call it a baby cell, right? You guys last night were great with that, too. We had a couple baby cells, but there was one in particular in South Dakota that was very interesting. But looks like the baby cell number 2 has been canceled, so that's good news there. So as it stands right now, there's just one severe thunderstorm warning. We just covered that at the beginning of the stream. Again, not a lot of rotation with that one. If there's going to be any sort of isolated tornado threat with these particular thunderstorms, it's going to be in the area where Helicity and shear is maximized, which is going to be down exactly in this area. So we will keep a very close eye on that. Cannot rule out an EF2, EF3. You never can. But I don't want to jump the gun because remember, guys, the Fujita scale is a damage scale. It's hard for me to guess and say, oh, this is going to be an EF4 event. Oh, that just got severe warned. We'll get to that momentarily. But what I was going to say, guys, is you'll never hear me say this is an EF4 or anything like that because the only way we know is by assessing the damage after the fact. So I want to make that very clear. You're not going to hear that out of me at any point in time in the live streams because I'm very careful about that. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning, and then I'll get back to your comments in chat. It just got warned. We've been talking about it at the top of the hour. We do have golf ball size hail, 60 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm located 7 miles west of Garfield, which somebody just mentioned and got it absolutely right on the target. Moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So it's going to be near Laird, Otis, Garfield, Roselle, Timken, Ash Valley, Sanford, Frizzle, and Schaefer. This is going to be moving off to the northeast. So if you or you know somebody that lives in these areas, all right, so we're talking about Great Bend, we're talking about Olmutz, Beaver. You guys are not in the warning yet, but these storms are really starting to ramp up. And the latest, at least on the DBZs, look at that cell. We're talking about close to 70 DBZs. Right now it shows 65, but close to 70. Golf ball size hail. Garfield getting smoke. Yeah, they got quite a bit of hail. I love the DW2 streams as we get to communicate with you more. Yeah, I like it too. Absolutely. Megan Dial, you called it too. Severe thunderstorm warning for these areas. And I want to take a look here at the latest frame. Let's take a look at the last frame very quickly. These storms are really starting to ramp up here. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's warned right now. Was this tour possible? It was not. So no rotation yet. It is starting to show those characteristics of a supercell. I mean, look at this frame. This is textbook. Even though it's embedded. This is a very nice structure. Here's that cold air. That cold air wrapping around the backside. Warm air advection. That's a crappy arrow. I apologize. Warm air advection over to the front of it. So this is a good setup here. And keep in mind, we also have a dry line. That's right here. This front is going to push through. And it already pretty much is. It's in the process of moving through eastward into the nighttime hours. And also, if you want to talk about real quickly Arkansas, guess what? If you want a preview of tomorrow and what system is going to be heading your way, it's actually going to be this one right here. This is going to move northeast. I should really say it's moving east. It's going to move directly east, and it's going to be making its way towards Missouri and even into portions of Illinois, northern Illinois tomorrow night. And along with that, a front will move through Arkansas. Very weak hook. These storms look like they are getting closer to Wisconsin. Yeah, we do have those storms in Wisconsin. Let me give you one last look, my friend. I'll even show you. Again, a lot of things are happening at once. I didn't even get a chance to... We're kind of jumping in to the craziness tonight because these storms are already going gangbusters. Yeah, we got some clusters of thunderstorms. This is from that weak boundary that was over here in Minnesota last night. So it sort of made its way over this way. We could have a bit of some flooding here, maybe some flash flooding in spots, depending on how these storms move and the direction that they move in. But again, the severe threat, for the most part, is going to be down in Kansas and Nebraska. What's going on? Look at the training factor on the south edge of the cluster, training off the dry line. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I assume that to be the case. And what's going on, weather today? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. 63 DBZs. I'm on Fancy. I'm watching for you. Thanks, Tony, so much. Did you just DM me? Is that you? Is that you that's DM me? Yeah, you did. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. What's going on, Tony? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing good. Do you think they will get closer to Ohio? I will real quickly check the SPC. I don't think you guys have an outlook for severe weather tomorrow, but let me double check. No. What about Thursday? You're under a general thunderstorm risk for Thursday. That's when that low is going to move through. And it makes sense because what's going to happen is the low, and we'll hopefully see it sometime tonight, this low pressure is going to move east-northeast. All right, it's going to move east-northeast throughout the day tomorrow, and then eventually sort of bomb out over northern Illinois, and then somewhat propagate more eastward again. And by that time in Ohio, you probably could get some scattered showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms, either Thursday or even into Friday. But those should be below severe limits. So there's some good news for you. But do expect some rain on those 2 days. Ohio, I don't think you have any risk. Yeah, you're good. I have to go eat dinner. Bye. Sounds good, Megan. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. New warning just north of the southern one. Fairly large hail. Let's get back to it, guys. Yes, there it is. So we have 2 separate severe thunderstorm warnings. And we also do, I forgot to mention this, guys, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch. Our first ever severe thunderstorm watch on DW2. Very first time. So I guess it's not a celebratory matter, but in a way it kind of is, because this is our first time we're covering, a more, I guess, significant event than yesterday. At least that's what I think. And this warning would say exactly that. Line of severe thunderstorms. By the way, this is going to be for central Rusk County in central Kansas, southeastern Ellis County in central Kansas. It's going to go until 7:30. A line of severe thunderstorms extended from near Liebenthal to southwest of Rush Center, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So we got ping pong ball size hail and 60 miles per hour winds. Gosh, I'm so excited. I can't even talk right. Locations impacted include La Crosse, Victoria, Walker, Bison, Rush Center, Timken, Loretta, and Pfeffer. So we got 1.5 inch size hail. So really that translates to ping pong ball size hail. And by the way, I know I said I'm excited. I'm really not. I'm excited because of the fact that I'm not driving my Honda Civic in these storms. Somebody else is doing that. But if you are, don't. All right, there is actually some pretty significant hail with these storms. Also, here's another thing. The hooks on these have sort of weakened a bit. They've sort of lost their organization, but just off to the northwest, look at that hook. That one is now starting to hook at the bottom of the squall line. So these are sort of embedded supercells within a larger complex of thunderstorms. And what tends to happen with these is when they're more linear, like this, they can tend to feed off of each other. So we're going to see probably some recycling a couple times or two, and that may, happen for a while here as they tend to feed off each other. IDMD Fancy sounds good. South Cell has a possible CC drop. I will take a look at that. I'll check velocity first before I even use CC. There is, like I said, there's some weak rotation right here. We'll look at correlation coefficient and take a look for ourselves. I mean, if we're talking about this radar site, if we're talking about this little blip right here, it's too hard to tell. I'm not going to make that call. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that I just don't want to jump the gun with that. Police report of hail of 0.88 inches. Oh, really? Okay. I boosted the Discord server earlier today. Everyone should join it, and it's an amazing community. Massdog, thank you for boosting that, by the way. I did DM Karen, and if you haven't gotten your server boost roll, you'll get it tonight, but I'm pretty sure he took care of that for you. So, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and don't forget we also have one that is heading towards Broken Bow in Nebraska. Gosh, this thing is a mess, but I'll tell you what, it's not bad. It's not bad. Look at it, it's producing ping pong ball size hail still. So we have 2 cells out of the 3 that are producing some pretty significant hail. I think the only one that's not, oh, actually, no, they all are. Yep, they all are. We got ping pong, and we have golf ball size. So some pretty significant weather going on here in the way of hail. I'm not surprised. The lapse rates here in these areas, guys, are in some cases well over 8, depending on what part of the atmosphere you're looking at. So this is going to be a rough night for people. We may not, if it's not the tornado threat, it's going to be the hail threat for sure. That's a better chance than the tornado threat, which is what the SPC has outlined tonight. And even on the severe thunderstorm watch, again, wind and hail above 2 inches, moderate, with our tornado threat being relatively low. By the way, this watch was issued earlier on in the afternoon, just about a couple hours ago. Look at my perception depiction. Oh, Brock. Look at perception depiction. Okay. I'll take a look here. Let's see. At least on this radar, it does show a little bit of rotation. Perception. Did I miss it, chat? Am I just like crazy? Am I just crazy? Wait. Precipitation depiction? Is that what you mean? Yeah, those are crazy though. That's pretty crazy. Let me know if I did that correctly. I apologize. Rotation possible on the south cell on radar site. All right, let's take a look at that. What's going on? 5-minute forecast. Welcome to the stream. Somebody did ask about Chicago. Tomorrow we're going to get some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, probably not till the afternoon. This low is still back here. It's got to still make its way over to northern Illinois. So do expect some scattered showers and thunderstorms later on in the afternoon, probably towards the evening hours. Could be isolated severe. We're not under a marginal right now, just a general thunderstorm. So keep that in mind. All right, keep that in mind. South cell is a small hook. Moss, you're absolutely right. There is one. Gabriel Fout. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, I may have misspelled it. Okay, no worries, no worries. Let's go back here to the cell that y'all are talking about, which is that southern cell. Yeah, there's the hook right here. There it is. Starting to kind of hook again. Let's take a look here at velocity signature. Is this tour possible by chance? Not yet, but let's keep a close eye on that. Because, I mean, again, the rotation's not strong. This is well below the tornadic parameters for a tornado warning or even a tour possible. But there still is rotation within that hook. So we got to keep a very close eye on that particular cell. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you better believe it. I am. Somebody said before, windshields go bye-bye. Yeah. Not really smart to be in a hail core of one of these things. And many storm chasers, I'll tell you, they don't do that. They're very careful about chasing inside a hail core. Only if it's absolutely necessary. But in many cases, it's not. So they try to avoid that at all costs. I will be updating you on warnings. Sounds good, Lincoln. I appreciate the help, guys. By the way, we are currently, I just want to take a quick moment as we're watching these storms and continuing to monitor the latest conditions here. I want to take a quick second to thank you guys. We are currently at 1,200 subscribers and growing. So for those who have subscribed yesterday and even last Friday and even before that, thank you so much for your support. And if you have not yet subscribed to DW2, be sure to do that. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button right now. Take an opportunity to do that. All right? This is not too crazy for me to track. We only got about 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, but tomorrow's going to be a little bit more widespread and probably a little bit more hectic. So now's the time to get that subscribe out of the way, hit the notification bell, and be ready for when severe weather hits either in your area or portions across the lower 48. Not a bad idea. Reed Timmers in Arkansas ready to intercept. Tyler Burbeck, really? Okay. Let's head back over to Wichita. Y'all have been literally just telling me, go back to it now. Go back. Stay on it. Your wish is my command. I'm out. Montgomery, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those who are new to the stream, let me know down in the chat below if you guys subscribed. I don't have my subscription notifications up just yet. All right? I will have those up by tomorrow. I know I promised you guys tonight. I know I did, honestly. But let me tell you right now, I will definitely have that tomorrow. And also, the Cash App situation for our charity streams, that will also begin tomorrow. I promise you that. This area, here we go. See, I think this is what you mean, chat, right? This particular area just to the southeast of Rush Center. Yeah. Yes, sir. Look at that. So we got what would be 60 miles per hour, and we have some, looks like weak greens on red, but the red's definitely there. So let me check to see if this is tour possible. Let's see here. Not yet, but I am starting to see little kind of pockets of rotation within these storms. I'm subscribed. Jacobs, thank you so much for the subscription. Brent, thank you so much for the subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Welcome to the Direct Weather family. You guys are amazing. And for those that have already subscribed, I love you guys too. You're amazing. Don't think I'm just trying to get more people. Don't worry. You guys are very much appreciated too. But hey, we want to get as many people as possible a part of this stream, so that way they too can be notified of when severe weather strikes. So as we've talked about, guys, we haven't really done a lot of movement here. Our attention has been on these 2 cells that are located right here in central Kansas. So this is where we're going to really track. We also do have a severe thunderstorm warning in Nebraska. Unless if anything develops with that, we'll check back occasionally with that cell. But as we've already talked about, this is the main area of concern, and the severe thunderstorm watch also covers this area of central Kansas. So we're going to really keep an eye to see how these storms develop over time. We are getting some pretty interesting velocities out of these. We do have a 65 mile per hour reading now out of the northern portion of that line, just east of Victoria. And then also, we do have, if you look very closely, a small pocket of rotation. It's very weak. It's very weak. I mean, the strongest part of the rotation, the gate to gate, it's going to be right here where that red. But as far as our greens are concerned, we need those to be stronger for this to warrant any sort of tornado warning or even a tornado possible on these severe thunderstorm warnings. Mass Dog tells us new warning to the north of the two cells. All right, let's take a look at that again. It might be a bit delayed on radar scope. The thunderheads are 50,000 feet. Oh, I forgot to show that. Let's see. Yes, you are absolutely right. 49, we got about 50,000 feet with that one, 50,000 feet with this cell, and we have some new warnings to get to already. Things are starting to deteriorate in this particular area. So let's start first with this northern severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for Russell County in central Kansas until 8 o'clock. 6:54, a severe thunderstorm was located near Pfeffer, if I pronounce that correctly, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we're talking about 60 mile an hour wind gusts and $half size hail, and it is radar indicated. So locations: Russell, Lucas, Gorham, Laurie, Millburger, Bunker Hill, Paradise, Waldo, Russell Airport, and Wilson Lake. This is also going to be impacting the interstate, specifically Interstate 70 between mile markers 176 and 195. So $half size hail. Again, the storyline tonight has been the hail so far. And the wind, 60 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. This is associated with the northern portion of this line. If we just talked about, literally is when it got warned. The velocity signature is showing now 60, close to around 60 miles per hour with the northern portion of that line. We're also keeping an eye on this southern cell that's still trying to rotate, and even the cell over to the northwest. Again, no tour possible yet. The rotation is not strong enough to warrant such messaging. And the one to the northwest, same situation. Let's see. Aiden, I was wondering why you knew so much about Illinois weather process. Turns out you go to school there. If NIU is in Illinois, yes it is. Yes it is. So I'm at NIU. Off to golf practice now. Sounds good, Aiden. Thanks so much for tuning in. What is the gate to gate? Right around like 64, 60, actually 63 miles per hour on the gate to gate. If you're talking about this one right here, where was it? It was over here at one point with that cell. At one point it was like close to 60. But see, the winds on the other side, remember, you got to have two to tango with the greens and the reds. The greens were too weak. So our inbound, outbound were really not in sync. So keep that in mind. It's hard to really warn those. I think I got a kissy face. Tom Linden. He said, oh, fine, I'll sub. Whatever. I appreciate it. I know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to click that sub button. So you're the best, Tom. Thank you so much for the subscription and welcome to the DW family. Much appreciated, my friend. Hey, check DMs now. Okay. Yes, I have been looking at that. So not... Well, actually, let me go to the other radar site and see if anything crazy has happened there. It's probably from KICT. Come on now. Come on. Oh no, Radar Scope's taking a dump on me, chat. No. Radar Scope. No. I hope it's not my internet. Let me X out a second. Is my internet good? It is. Okay, let's just reopen Radar Scope again. Sorry about that, chat. Sorry about that. As soon as I switched my radars, it just took a dump. Let's see. There we go. All right. So Tony was actually pointing out to us there was some rotation. Radar Scope is being really slow right now, and I know it's not my internet. My internet's fine at the moment. Nobody's on the laptop right now. But let's go to Kate. Let's go to this one instead. Yeah, so still weak rotation, Tony. I know you brought that up to me. You're wondering about the gate to gate with these. These are still below tornadic parameters for what the National Weather Service would call a possible tornado warning. But again, as I've said already, we'll keep an eye on that. New severe thunderstorm warning in Nebraska. So this is actually updated for us. This was a cell that we tracked at the very beginning of our stream. Let's head on over to KUEX and look at the DBZs. 62, 66 in some spots. So the latest warning on this is an extension of the previous severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to be extending from 8 miles north of Lexington to near Overton, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. We got 60 mile per hour, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So the hail size has actually decreased. Before we had ping-pong ball size hail, and now we are down to quarter. Now, look at this, though. We got a gate-to-gate here with this particular cell. From what we just saw, not TOR possible. But we also have to keep an eye on this. If there is the rotation, we do have it. It's weak. It's right here. It's right there. And it's going to be probably hard to see, considering the fact that this particular part of the storm is relatively high precipitation. Storms are firing to the south of the warnings. You got it. We'll check that momentarily. Thank you for letting me know. Vientos de 60 miles per hour. Dude, I cannot speak Spanish, so if anybody can translate that, let me know. I apologize, but I did take 3 semesters of Spanish. You think that I would be able to know it by now, but I don't. I apologize. All right, so yeah, you know what? Actually, on this radar site, it does show if there is pockets of rotation. It's here, maybe here, but again, below severe limits. Somebody also mentioned there are storms firing to the south of these. Let's go to KDDC. Not from what you know what? Actually, if there are, it's going to be right down here. So we could still have storms fire. The problem is with this area in particular, it's more capped. So it might have trouble firing off additional storms to the south of this line because the cap inversion is very tight at the surface right around Oklahoma City and points north. So this area is still capped, but it's not as capped. All right, so these storms, just like last night, should last for another, couple hours or so into the nighttime hours. I get 74 DBZs in Nebraska severe storm. Oh, 74. Okay. Could be rain wrapped if a tornado touches down, everyone. Yes, it probably could be. It's probably going to be rain wrapped. Yeah, if we're talking about that Nebraska cell still, I would not be surprised. Let's take a look back here at the Nebraska cell. And we'll take a quick gate-to-gate here. We got 19 on top of 23. So it's weak. This is too weak of rotation, but there is a well-defined couplet, or, red on top of green right here. Nice rotational couplet. And as we look back at reflectivity, it shows that. It's really kind of hard to tell because this storm is really maxing out on the DBZs, but the rotation's going to be right here in that area. So keep that in mind. Velocity has a 74 miles per hour. Really? Okay. Which one is that? Are you talking about the one? Hold on. Oh, I think if I was to guess, are you guys talking about that northern part? That northern cell that we've already looked at? Let's see. Which radar was it? Here we go. Let's see here. I got 60 there, unless if somebody can correct me. It might be that I'm missing something here. Let me know what part of the storm it was. For the Nebraska cell. Really? I'm not personally. Maybe I'm just not seeing that. Let's go back to DBZs. Oh, DBZs. My bad. My bad. I thought you meant miles per hour. I don't know why I kept thinking velocity. Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, so 71 DBZs. Let's see what this thing is also towering out to. And let's see. Come on now. Come on. Radar scope. Please don't take a crap on me right now. Please don't do that. Please cooperate. I guess it does. Oh, there we go. All right, so 40,000 feet. All right, not bad. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's actually head back over to Kansas. We've been taking a look at these cells. throughout the night. And we've also been kind of monitoring them for some hook echo signatures. I will say, this line up here, I'm not seeing any, rotational signatures. I think I'll just check back one more time. Yeah, I mean, this looks to be more so of a squall line towards the northern portion. I mean, all of these storms here are clustered within a confined line, but this one in particular is more clustered, I should say, or more linear than these other two. This is more QLCS. So we got, supercells trying to be supercells within a cluster of thunderstorms. So that's why if there's any rotation, it's going to be from those two cells, not this one. We actually have an update on the southern warning. 7:01 p.m. A severe thunderstorm was located very near Sanford. Not near, very near. It's the first time I've seen that worded in a warning. It's a very interesting depiction there. This is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. 2-inch hail. 2-inch hail. And 60 mile per hour wind gusts radar indicated. This is going to be near Larned, Otis, Garfield, Roselle, Timken, Ash Valley, Sanford, Frizzell, and Schaefer. We, for the first time tonight, also have a TOR possible. I'll put that back up. We have a TOR possible on this southern cell. 2-inch size hail and 60 miles per hour. Let's take a look here very quickly at the echo tops. Look at that. We got 49,000 feet on the top one. Down here, 42,000 feet. Last but not least, let's take a look at the digitally vertically integrated liquid. Arav, welcome to the stream. Winter Queen, welcome back. The one in Nebraska needs a TOR possible. You just called it, and you got it correct. Look at these cores. These heavy precipitation cores, 76 kilogram. Let's see, 65 kilogram. That's crazy. That's crazy. New warning for Kansas northeast border. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we got more here, guys. We got another cell we got to get to. We're going to keep a very close eye. Before I go to that northern cell, I want to actually look at our velocity signatures because, again, we do have a TOR possible. Let's head on over to KGLD. And yes, KGLD is actually picking it up right here. There it is. If there's going to be rotation, it's going to be on the southern point of Garfield, just to the southwest of Garfield, right in that area. It's hard to see on the radars that are close to the storms, but that's where the rotation is on that particular cell. That's probably the reason why they made that go TOR possible. We're going to quickly move to the northern portion of this line. I just joined. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Adios. Stacy, see you later. Hopefully you had a great time, and we hope to see you back again. What's happening? We are seeing severe weather in progress across central Kansas and even into south central Nebraska. Let's take a look here at the northern cell of this line of thunderstorms. It's going to be located 10 miles north of Kensington, or 21 miles northeast of Phillipsburg, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So the main threats with this northern cell is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, radar indicated. It's going to be near Franklin, Riverton, and Naval. So if you live in those areas, be on the lookout. 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Let's quickly also go to the cell in Nebraska, especially northern Nebraska. This storm has had a history of producing ping pong ball size hail. As it stands right now, within the last 10 minutes, still 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. Sumner and Eddyville are in the path of that storm. Now that we've covered those two, let's head back down to what is an ongoing situation near south central Nebraska, especially to the northeast of the KDDC radar site. These storms, especially this one, now has 2-inch size hail, 60 mile per hour winds, and a tornado possible. All right, so we're keeping an eye on that. Look at SPC mesoanalysis at Cape Ensign. Let's do it. Let's take a look at it very quickly. Your wish is my command. Let's take a look here, guys. We're going to head on over to the mesoanalysis page. Let's head on down. So you wanted to look at the SIN. Let's find it, if I remember correctly. So here's our Cape. Look at that. I mean, our SIN at the surface this storm, these lines, not that capped. Not that capped. I mean, the biggest cap inversion is actually right here, as far as the surface is concerned. But if you see right now where these storms have formed, it's been managing to break that cap, and it's still modestly strong. We got negative 50 over here, negative 25. Just to the northwest, negative 150. That's why these storms are having a tough time. Up here, these storms are doing all right because it's really not capped at all at that far north by the triple point. But these storms are going to continue to go for about another hour or two, I feel, and the storms just to the north probably won't last as long as we think. Baby cell, do, baby cell. Jonathan, welcome to the stream. You remember yesterday. I can tell. A little baby cell reference. What's going on, man? Well, these are not baby cells. All right? These these are not baby cells if we're talking about 2-inch size hail. All right? These are chonky boys. These are what we call chonky boys. These are big boy thunderstorms. And for the plains, I mean, people in Kansas, they probably saw what happened in Minnesota last night and said, hold my beer. Hold my beer. You think that's bad? Watch this. Boom. LOL, there's a hook developing southern Kansas. Let's head on back to southern Kansas. Again, for those of you who are new to the stream, be sure to subscribe. Just a quick reminder, I don't charge you money. Believe it or not, it doesn't cost a dime. I'm not even asking for your credit card number. All you got to do, take that mouse right here and click the subscribe button. That's all you do. We got a lot of subscribers already here, so if you are not a subscriber yet, subscribe. It's free. Just do it. And that way, when severe weather comes your way, or if you know somebody that lives in places like Kansas and Arkansas, you can let them know. So, hey, it's not a bad thing. That's Baby Cell V2, Tormentas Chunky, C, Es Verdad. So, these have not been updated yet. I actually didn't look at the cell to the northwest. I'm sorry for those that live in Bison. I haven't talked about you at all. So let's get back to you a second. So the latest as of 7:06, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. And those storms, just like with the rest of them, are moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. La Crosse, Victoria, Walker, Bison, Rush Center, Timken, Loretta, and Pfeffer are the areas that are in the path of these thunderstorms. Not just this one, all right? This one is also going to be moving in that vicinity. It's going to be off to the southeast of those locations, but you may even get a 1-2 punch if you're in areas like Albert, Olmutz, and points in between those two cells. Huge hail, absolutely. James, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Trained weather spotters report hail up to 0.88 inches. Let's take a look at some ping reports, guys. I haven't done that tonight. So far, there's no ping reports. There are literally no M-ping reports at all. I mean, I can understand because, again, these storms are in mainly rural areas. I know Reed Timmer's chasing it. He's probably like he's probably the only person on these cells. Like, he's literally just like probably over here just having a good time. But speaking of good time, many people in these areas are not having a good time, unfortunately. There is, as we talked about, this is a tour possible. There was on the other radar site, if we take a look a little bit farther out, I think it was KICT. Yeah, we got a couple areas of rotation, again, right by that hook. It's not the cleanest looking couplet I've seen. That's why it's just tour possible as opposed to being a tornado warning. But it's still something that we have to keep a very close eye on going into the evening. Also, there even is a bit of rotation trying to get itself together just to the northeast of Rush Center. But the problem with this is it's relatively kind of separated. It's not connected and intertwined like we see with couplets in typical tornado warning fashion. So we'll keep an eye on these cells. They do have rotational characteristics, and so far there's just one cell that is tour possible. Let me do a quick whip around. Yeah, just the only one right now that has a tour possible. Let's head back here real quickly to this severe thunderstorm. This is heading into a sort of a weird environment. It is got a stronger cap out ahead, so we'll see how this storm does. And as I say that, literally as I say that, Radar Scope also says, hold my beer. Oh my God. What? You know what, guys? I'm not going into meteorology. I quit. I honestly quit. The weather just is not cooperating tonight. My God. Like, what is with my luck? Anytime I say the environment's not favorable, severe thunderstorm warnings just like pop up in that same area. New severe thunderstorm warning for Gaylord, Kansas. You're absolutely right. I honestly think this could get warned, although not good rotation. Winter Queen, yeah, you're absolutely right. But let's first start with this brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Tonight's already a little crazy. This is going to go until 8 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm was located near Alton, or 31 miles southeast of Phillipsburg, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. Current hazard is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. The locations in the path of this storm are going to be Smith Center, Osborne, Gaylord, Alton, Portis, and Harlan. So, if you know anybody that lives in these areas, any of these areas outlined by the severe thunderstorm warnings, share the stream. Let them know. Give them a call. Hey, you're about to get some pretty good downpours out of these storms. And if you know anybody that lives in this area by Garfield, they're experiencing some pretty significant weather out of the rest of them. I'm calling you on Discord to help out, James. Oh, no worries, man. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, here's the thing with that. I'm not opposed to ever bringing on any of you to a call. There's just one problem, chat. My Bluetooth is down. And my Bluetooth USB adapter doesn't come in till tomorrow. So I won't be able to hear anything you say. And I don't want to interrupt you and be rude. So I will plan on using some of you guys for streams in the near future. But as far as tonight, unfortunately, I have to take a hard pass on that just because I would annoy the hell out of you because all I would do is literally just interrupt you. Hey, dude, thanks for the content. I just subbed to both channels. Liam Cochran, thank you so much for the subscription to both channels. Really do appreciate it, man. Welcome to the Direct Weather family. Glad to have you on board. As the pirates would say, welcome aboard. I think. Would pirates say that? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so no update on this warning as of now. Let's just take one last look. By the way, there is a little bit of a hooking here. This line of storms, if you guys see that, you see that wrapping hook? It's trying to hook again, but it's having a real tough time doing so. Tony, thank you so much for also linking our Discord channel. And also a reminder for you guys, besides the fact that you can subscribe to the channel, we do have an amazing Discord community. It's Direct Weather. The link has just been posted in the chat. Many of you have already joined that community. But if you're looking to talk to people of all sorts of different expertise on weather, whether they know a lot or know a little, they're all there to talk about what we all love, which is weather. We also do talk about other things like food, sports. Hey, we even also talk about other things, memes of all things. So it's a very good community. If you haven't had the chance to join it, do it. It's totally free, just like subscribing to the channel, and you get a chance to talk to me, Ashton, and all the others that are already in there about weather and other things. I'm seeing some puffs to me west. Okay, I guess so, my friend. I guess so. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to leave the radar up. I got to step away for just a moment, so I'm going to leave the radar up. I'll be back in just about 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. BRB. Okay, sorry about that. We're having cheeseburgers tonight, chat. You can't have any, though. I'm sorry. I mean, I could send it to you, but they would be, really crappy, so. All right, hook trying to form on Garfield cell. Garfield. Oh, by the way, I think I'm looking at the wrong radar set. Let's go to KDDC. Velocities don't show that, but I think you're probably talking about the reflectivity. And, yeah, there it is. There it is, right here. That hook is trying to form just to the northwest of Garfield. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hey, Brendan, how's it going? Braylon Edwards, welcome to the stream. How's it going, man? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. He's just screaming, give me cheeseburger. Did you guys actually hear that? Did you guys actually hear that, though? I mean, Oh, wow. My mic's pretty sensitive then, if you guys heard that. Nah, my dad made cheeseburgers tonight, and I literally just got home from work, and I literally had mac and cheese as soon as I got home. A lot of leftovers from Easter, so yeah. I messaged you today on Discord, Jim Boy. I think I got your message, and I'm pretty sure I responded to it, but if I didn't, just let me know. I should get to it tonight. What's so funny? I want a cheeseburger. Can you teleport me one? Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, let me call up my boy Elon Musk. He'll just make a little time traveling device and, bend space and time and get that cheeseburger out to you probably in about, 20 milliseconds. Anyway, so nothing new here, guys. I mean, we actually have an extension. See what I mean? What is this severe thunderstorm warning? What is going on here? Do you guys see this? We got like a little origami severe thunderstorm warning going on. Let's try to dissect this one by one. So I think it's going to be this main line here. And this actually encompasses the entire cluster of thunderstorms that has been impacting this region for the last 35 minutes. So let's take a look here. It just got issued at 7:20. A severe thunderstorm is located over Bison, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail. And I think somebody alluded to this just about 2 minutes ago, but the source of this is quarter-size hail has been reported in Ash Grove in Rush County with this storm. So spotters or even law enforcement, I believe, have reported quarter-size hail. And as we've talked about already, Interstate 70 is under the gun. Mile markers 177 to 205. So if you're a semi-truck driver, you probably think this is amateur hour, but these storms in the plains, you don't want to mess around with them. Very heavy precipitation. They are definitely severe. They've also had a history of producing large hail. Thankfully, it looks like that's coming down a little bit, especially with this main line up north here. But we still have this cell that apparently is still producing 2-inch size hail and also is still tornado possible. Let's keep that in mind. LOL, what are they doing? Yeah, these storms are being weird. I feel bad for you guys. Let me use my teleporter internet. Wait, I had a stroke reading that, Luke. Can I try again? Let me try again. Here we go. I feel bad for you guys. Let me use my Zetat teleporter to interconnect different universes to give you my cake. Yes, exactly. It's not that hard, is it? You just gotta do a loop-de-loop and pull, and your shoes are looking cool type of thing with that. We now have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Nebraska. Y'all didn't tell me about Nebraska. We can't forget about Nebraska. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning just to the north of Lexington. See, I didn't even know it either, chat, so I'm not trying to hate on you guys. It's all good. It's my fault. So a severe thunderstorm was located over Ainsley, or 15 miles southeast of Broken Bow, moving north at 20 miles per hour. Golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and this has been confirmed by trained weather spotters. So close to 2-inch size hail out of that particular cell, and we'll take a look at that momentarily. Locations impacted include Ainsley, Mason City, Berwyn. It's also a city in Chicago, by the way. Wessert, Westerville, and Arcadia. Diversion Dam State Wildlife Management Area. This is also going to be impacting some major highways. Highway 183 between mile markers 84 and 106, Highway 2, as well as Highway 92. No tour possible here, but let's quickly take a look at this northern cell on our reflectivity. And it looks as though 64 dBZs. I'm on a very far radar site. Let's go a little bit closer. And yeah, it's also showing some pretty heavy precipitation. And as far as rotation's concerned, not really much to write home about. But if we look at what we're talking about with our precipitation and our hail core, if there is a hail core, which we actually know there is, it's actually going to be right over Ainsley. There's also another hail core just to the south of Sumner. Let's take one last look at this cell. It's about to expire, but we still have quarter-size hail out of this. This has actually been confirmed now by a trained weather spotter of quarter-size hail 8 miles northwest of Overton. So these storms, they've been producing hail all night tonight, and even some 2-inch size hail in this southernmost storm located right here in central Kansas. Let's head on back to central Kansas, and let's take a look here at the latest warning. This is really about to expire very soon. I wonder if they're going to continue that or maybe extend it, but let's see. I'm going to go over to the vertically integrated liquid, and it looks as though it has sort of weakened a bit in the way of its precipitation core. We still got to keep an eye on it, though. But over just to the north, still some heavy precipitation to the northeast of Bison. Let's see. Taco Tuesday spotter reported up to an inch and, I think it's golf ball size hail. SPC Lincoln, got you. We have rotation north of Garfield, Kansas. We do. Oh, we do. Let's take a look. Chat. Let's do it. And I want to make sure, too, that there's no other warnings. I think we've covered all of them that we need to cover. So let's see. That couplet, I will say the DBZs are much better on the latest frame. We got up to 70 DBZs on that cell just to the northeast of Garfield. It does look very closely like that inflow notch that we've been tracking is either recycling or it's just completely gone. It is gone at the moment, but I am curious to see if that does recycle as it moves northeast into Larenton, even towards Pawnee Rock. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. They extended the Kansas one. Oh, you mean the southern cell? All right, it may be a little bit before that comes up on radar scope, so give me just a moment and I'll read that off for you guys. Storm total precipitation is up to 2 inches. What? Really? Wow. I mean, it makes sense because, guys, look at these storms. We got a lot of precipitation here. And just to prove that point, let's look at our precipitation. Let's look at storm total difference. If it will cooperate, let's not do storm total difference. Let's actually do storm total. And yeah, look at that. 2 inches. 2 inches of rain. If you're in Rush Center, you're talking about 2.12. So this is over 2 inches of rain. Thanks for pointing that out. I really do appreciate it. I would actually not be surprised if these storms or these areas get flash flood warnings because that rainfall has happened within literally an hour. 2 inch an hour rates out of these thunderstorms. That's crazy. Hey, Brennan, do you know how to help me with bad weather because I freak out and passed out once? Dude, I actually used to fear severe weather. Like, honestly, I literally did. So I can definitely help you with that. If you want to DM me off stream, I can give you some tips on to kind of curb your anxiety with that. And also give you some tips on how to read these maps to make you better informed when severe weather comes your way. We have to update this cell. You guys are ahead of the 8 ball with these warnings. And again, I appreciate you for giving me up-to-date info. The radar is a bit delayed. It's about 5-10 second delay. So, I try to do my best, but you guys have been great with that. We still have 2-inch size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This has been radar indicated, and the severe thunderstorm is located very near Frizzle, not like Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus, Frizzle like the town. I think Miss Frizzle ripped off the town name, by the way. I don't think it was the other way around. But anyway, I digress. Radar indicated. Locations impacted include Larned, Garfield, Ash Valley, Sanford, and Frizzle. It mentions Garfield, but I gotta say, it is going to be just to the north of you now if you are in Garfield. So it does mention Garfield, but if you're right on downtown Garfield or you live in that vicinity, you should be okay. I think they're issuing the warning as a precaution for those who are, living within that kind of radius of the storm. They did also still say that there is a tour possible with the severe thunderstorm warning. Let's take this frame by frame. And again, if there is rotation, let's go back to our reflectivity. If there is rotation, it is going to be heavily rain wrapped as it's right near that hail core. And if you zoom in, it's really faint. It's very faint, but there is some slight rotation, weak below tornado warning limits and criteria, but definitely there. definitely there. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Jess, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Secret tip, if you are scared of natural disasters, prep for them. Yeah, the more preparation, the better. Honestly, I mean, you're not wrong about that. The more prepared you are, the better off you are, and hopefully that should, help with some of the anxiety. And also have a plan. National Weather Service and NOAA, check their website out because they actually have those outlined for you in case you need them. Hey, Brendan, I said in our Discord that I'll report tomorrow in Arkansas when it's 3:45 throughout 8:30. I'll keep an eye on Arkansas for a while if you need anything else for the storms. I appreciate it, Arkansas. Welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? Welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for your help in tuning in. By the way, guys, tomorrow it won't start until 7, unfortunately. I can't get out of work. I have work and school tomorrow, and those obligations come first. So my stream will start at 7 p.m., just like it did tonight, even though we started a little bit earlier. But 7 p.m. Central tomorrow night, you're going to want to be there because, again, the threat for tomorrow, we'll talk about later tonight, is going to be Little Rock, Arkansas, and even into northern Mississippi now, northern Louisiana, and all across the lower Mississippi Valley region. And again, that's going to be for tomorrow. Right now, it's a 5% tour. We might see that upgraded to enhanced. We'll see. Now, let's head back to this Sumner storm. Because you know what? I got to say, I just picked up on this. You see a little rotational couplet here too? This one's actually trying to rotate. Again, very weak, but if there is rotation, it's going to be right over here. No tour possible on that. Let's head back to Ainsley. Golf ball size hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, trained weather spotters. That was as of 10 minutes ago. I believe we covered that already. I think we're good there. So with that said, let's head back over to the main event in Kansas. Hola, Karen. Yeah, what's going on, Karen? Thanks so much for helping out. How do you achieve moderator status? 5-minute forecast. Great question. To be a moderator on the stream, feel free to DM me on Discord for one. I know a couple of you have already DM'd me about applying for mod. So the first thing I want you to do is DM me on Discord. Tony, if you can link my Discord real quick in chat, send me a message and say, hey, I want to apply for mod. And what I'll do is I'll have a chance to sit down with you guys over the weekend or possibly even Thursday and set up a day and time for us to chat and ask you a few questions. And then once we sort of get to know each other, then we'll make a decision on mod applications. The one thing that I'm going to say is, as it stands right now, I'm only going to have a handful of you be moderators. I can't have everybody be a mod. But as the stream continues to grow, I will do my best to add additional moderators to sort of complement the increase in viewership. Hey, dude, what do I call you? And I sent you a DM. Can you check it when you can? I'm Cochran13, so please help. Yes, I will DM you after the stream. Unfortunately, I can't get the DMs right now on stream. I do apologize. I am noticing any rotation or tornadoes have been in hail cores. Yeah, that's pretty much been the story tonight. What's going on, Brock? Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's any rotation in these storms. We'll take one last look. They're inside the hail core. It's going to be very hard to see. So knowing Reed Timmer in his big tank, he's just going to drive through those storms like it's nobody's business. So that guy chases gorilla-sized hail just for the hell of it. I absolutely love him. He's fantastic, but he knows what he's doing at the same time. So I don't recommend doing what Reed Timmer does. He has the right equipment to do it. Don't try to drive into a hail core, let alone rotation, with a Honda Civic or even a Chevy Volt or anything that is like a death trap. Don't do it. Or even a motorcycle. Well, I'm going to go now. Free Toe Frog. Sounds good, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I've modded so many channels. I don't know if that makes any difference. Experience does make a difference, and that's something that we'll discuss once I have an opportunity to talk with you guys about mod applications this week. So that is something that I do consider, yes. Absolutely. Okay. So these storms are still going. I don't see anything new here. I think we're still talking about hail being the main storyline. We're still keeping a close eye on some hook echoes that are trying to form, but are, sort of cycling and recycling in the process. And let's see here. I'm going to look at, let's look at this one. Look at that hook. I spoke too soon. Look at that. All right, let's take a look here at this cell. No tour possible on this. We'll take a look here at velocity. And maybe. I mean, we got to keep an eye on it. Let's just keep a close eye on it. It's got a nice hook echo. You guys see that, chat? Look at that reflectivity. Nice hook right there towards the bottom of that line of thunderstorms. There's that cold air wrapping on the backside, like we talked about, warm air advection. And with all of these thunderstorms right here, dry line right there. All right, so we got a lot of things complementing each other as we continue to monitor the conditions. Timmer isn't the Wizard of Oz. Oh, damn right he is. Exactly. Why is there a thumbnail, a picture of your streaming software? Jennifer, I'm not sure. Are you talking about the WSV3? It's just a thumbnail. It's nothing too crazy. It's literally just a picture of the radar, and it's not even from our radar that's happening right now. It's just an image of a supercell and just, text, so that's about it. Nothing too crazy about it. Sorry to disturb you so much, but I sent you a DM on Instagram. Is that okay? Oh, I'm not on Insta, Liam. I don't know who you DM'd. I'm not on Insta. DM me on Discord. Sorry about that, my friend. If you DM somebody on Instagram, it may not be me, so be careful about that. It's probably not me. I do not have Instagram. Oh, yeah, that's a good-looking hook. Yes, it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, the storms close to Minneapolis, Minnesota are getting interesting, too. I mean, we could take a quick look. Holy ping reports. My God. Don't all ping at once. Jeez, chill. Minnesota, chill. Yeah, it looks like we just got some broken clusters of thunderstorms. It definitely was raining pretty heavily around the Minneapolis metro, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here. Very quickly, just for the sake of time, I know it's not the main area of severe weather, I'll just show here what kind of rainfall we've been looking at. Not much. The heaviest of rainfall was over here by Zimmerman. That could change throughout the night. You should be experiencing thunderstorms for a while, well into the evening and maybe even the overnight hours as that boundary moves through. So that's Minnesota. Back to Kansas, shall we? Thumbnail is not a radar picture. It's literally streaming software. Oh. Well, I mean, it is a storm. I don't know. I'm confused. Put it this way. We use streaming software to create the thumbnail, but it's not. What I'm trying to say is that is not the radar for tonight. If you thought that was the storm for tonight, it's not. It's just a general thumbnail, so it's all good. It's all good. No worries there. You're good. Hi, Braylon. What's going on, Braylon? Welcome back. That was quick. You came back. How's it going? My parents will let me have Dizzy. Oh, well, no worries, Liam. Yeah, chill with the spam, man. Just chill just a little bit. I got your message. I'll be able to talk to you tonight or even later into the week. Let me take a quick sip of water. I'm a little thirsty. God, I'm just getting so worked up. I'm like sweating. I am sweating covering this thing. Cuts the camera back to Kansas. LOL. You know it. You know it, chat. You know it. Let's head back to KICT. Yeah, nice velocities here. Nice velocity. I mean, 51, 53, but still. That storm is still relatively intense just to the west of Larned. Brendan, why is there a general thunderstorm risk? Probably... Oh, gosh. You mean for Maryland? Because you know why? Because you're actually going to have a low that moves through this way. And that's going to be the same low that we're going to be talking about affecting Arkansas. So you probably have a general thunderstorm risk for either Thursday or Friday. If it's Thursday, that makes sense. And even so for Friday. So that's why, Travion, you have a thunderstorm risk for that particular area. My weather radio sound off at Kansas for 2 times. What? What part of Kansas are you in, Jose? Let me know. I know we actually have one other person that lives... He lives like in East Central Kansas, like right over here. I think probably by Olathe or Overland Park area. But let me know where you're from. Don't tell me the exact town, but like what region. And I'd be curious to know where you guys are at. Let's see. I don't... Yeah, I mean... So far, so good. Here's that velocity again. On this radar, at least it's showing 64. It's probably how we have our Tor Possible. I think we still do as of right now. Yeah, Tor Possible 2-inch hail. None of these, to what I know, have been updated. Oh, actually, this one has. So, trained weather spotters have reported nickel-size hail with the storm. Wind threat remains the greatest threat with this storm. So, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. This is that big line that is just propagating eastward into places like Chase, Raymond, Lyons, Geneseo, and Ellsworth. So, it looks to be that this is more so of a damaging wind threat. And considering the fact that we have seen nickel-size hail and more of a linear squall line, it only makes sense that those particular storms no longer really have a strong hail risk to them. But these are going to be near Great Bend, Russell, Hosington, Wilson, just to name a few. Russell Airport, Cheyenne Bottoms, Wilson State Park, Wilson Lake, and Odin. There's a ton of towns in there, and it would take me probably forever just to name all of those. So, main threat here with that line, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's check back in with our cell that actually had a pretty decent inflow notch to it. Let's see if anything has changed there. No tornado possible here, but we do have an update from 7:38 p.m. The storm was located over Portis, or 33 miles east of Phillipsburg, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour, and the hazard is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, radar indicated. So locations are going to be Smith Center, Osborne, Gaylord, Portis, and Harlan. So main threats as of right now, hail and wind. If we take a look here at our velocities, you're actually going to see just a little tiny area of rotation. Reflectivity would show that that's actually not near where the hook was. It's more embedded within that sort of line of thunderstorms. There was an inflow notch down here, guys, if you remember, but that has sort of gone away and sort of converted itself into more of a gust front towards the south. I just live a little north of St. Joseph, Missouri. Jax Reaper, welcome to the stream. Oh, awesome. Okay, very cool, very cool. You could be getting some severe weather even into the nighttime hours, depending on where you are in Missouri. So very, very cool. Tony, do you know what radar he uses? I actually use Radar Scope. I know many people in the weather community use WSV3, but for me personally, I prefer Radar Scope. That's just my bread and butter. As I said yesterday, I get my fix from Radar Scope. So, all right, let's get to another update. This is out of Nebraska. We do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in central Nebraska. I want to real quickly get to this one, and then I'll check in with you guys here in chat. I didn't forget about you, but I know a lot of you have questions and comments that you want me to get to. So as of 7:41, just in the last 3 minutes, this severe thunderstorm was just 16 miles east of Broken Bow, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So current hazard, ping pong ball size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And this is going to be near Ainsley, Mason City, Berwyn, Wessert, Westerville, to name a few, and Differsian Dam State Wildlife Management Area. So hail, we're talking about ping pong ball size, 1.5 inch size hail in diameter and winds of 60 miles per hour. So if you are in the path of this line of thunderstorms, you're really going to want to stay inside and take shelter and stay away from windows because the hail is pretty crazy. And also be sure to park your car in the freaking garage. All right? Don't leave your little car. This is a house. It's not even a damn car. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to write, let alone draw. But don't leave your car out in the driveway. It's hailing. All right? Don't do that. I'm a Radar Scope addict. Exactly. See? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what? I just love Radar Scope. I'm not a big WSV3 fan. Now, I do use Weatherbell. But me personally, I'm in love with Radar Scope. It's just so simple to use. I'm not even sponsored. I just like to use it. What's going on? Stormy Ninja. Welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? Hope all is well. Hope all is good with you, my friend, and I'm glad you tuned into the live stream. So I think right now, wow, I just got to take a breather. This was just like so much at once. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 severe thunderstorm warnings going on at once. And we're not even in Arkansas. We're not even at tomorrow yet. Tomorrow is going to be probably a little bit even more hectic. So I think we're caught up to speed. I think we are. I think we're okay. I don't have a garage fancy. I have a garage, but there's a ton of stuff that's in my garage that's preventing me from being able to put my car in it. So if it ever hails up here in northern Illinois in the near future, I'm screwed. My Civic is done. It's totally done. Leaves car out in 2-inch hail. That would suck. That would suck. Don't do that. By all means. My window wants to break. Oh, Jose, no. Don't let it break. Don't let it break. Man. Tonight, guys, I gotta say, I literally feel like one of those auctioneers. Have you guys ever seen Storage Wars? Have you guys ever seen that show? Where, literally they're auctioning off stuff out of people's storage. And they're like, 25, 25, 50, 55, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 sold. I feel like that's me right now. I feel like that's me covering all these damn storms. All of these storms, I feel like I'm an auctioneer. Because everything just went from 0 to 100 real quick. And these storms are still producing some wicked hail. So I need to take a breather. I need to just take some deep breaths, chat. You know what? Let's actually do something together. We just totally came out of the starting gate just now, nonstop, talking about these storms and reading off warning after warning after warning. And Mother Nature, I swear to God, if you interrupt this little breathing exercise I'm about to do with my chat, I swear to God, 0 to 100, A to Z, all right? So, chat, here's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to do a couple of breathing exercises. All right, for those that live in Kansas and are in the path of these thunderstorms, you guys are going to want to do this. And for those that are just watching and are nervous about it, just scared seeing the fact that Reed Timmer is going to go get gorilla-sized hail, this is for you too. Here we go. All right, chat, here we go. Here's what we're going to do. It's just a simple breathing exercise. We're going to start first with a deep breath in. Ready? Are we all ready? Let's do it. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Keep breathing in, keep breathing in. Breathe through the nose, not through the mouth. And breathe out, breathe out. Go slow, go slow. There you go. All right, here we go. One more time. Breathe in. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And breathe out. One last time for the rest of the night. You ready? Make this a good one, chat. Make this a good one. Here we go. Ready? Breathe in. And breathe out with the mic spam. Okay. Do we feel better? Do you guys feel better? I feel better. I feel better. I needed that. Especially for those that are going into college and have finals this week. This was good. All right, we're good. Oh, man, you guys are great. Mother Nature is attractive. I've never personally seen Mother Nature up close, so I couldn't tell you either way. Wind damage in Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's actually check our storm. Actually, let's not do that yet. I'll just take your word for it. I was going to check storm reports, but nah. Let's wait on that for a moment. Tomorrow I might, though. Or are you talking about chasing? Nice. ASMR with Fancy. You know it, bro. You know it. It's snowing in Nebraska. I did see that. As a matter of fact, there's a snow report. Right there by North Platte. Yep, snow and or grapple. No, it's snow. All right, it's definitely snow. So, yeah. From Reed Timmer, Hook on Southern Storm. Okay, let's get back to it. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We do have an M-ping, by the way, out of that southern cell for quarter-inch size hail. All right, so let's head back to this storm that Reed Timmer is on. Let's head back to the KDDC. Velocity signatures, we do have red on green. The green, of course, is behind our red, so we don't see a couplet anywhere. But I know Reed Timmer is reporting a hook echo on this storm, and yeah, there it is. There it is. It is really embedded in some precipitation. And as of right now, this is still the only storm that is TOR possible. All right, this is the only storm that is tour possible here. It still is cranking out 2-inch size hail. Let's also check with our enhanced echo tops, the latest there. Wow! Look at that, 51,000 feet. 51,000 feet out of that storm just to the north of Garfield. Unbelievable. That's crazy. Wise people saying Reed Timmer's in Kansas. His video earlier literally said he's heading towards Arkansas. Oh, really? Yeah, I might be wrong. All right, let me check our DMs, Tony. Hold on. Oh, my DMs. Oh, my goodness. Wind damage in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yep, thank you, Tony. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let's head on over to Otis. 50,000 feet just to the northeast of Otis. So these storms are definitely packing a punch. And by the way, when you have echo tops that high up, what it's really indicating is strong updraft motion. And when you have strong updraft motion, that allows for some pretty strong to even severe hail to fall from the sky in many spots. And we're actually seeing that right here in, Garfield. Thank you. Garfield. So latest out of this was at a 726. Again, hasn't changed. It hasn't been updated just yet, but it's still tour possible. Hail 2 inches, wind 60 miles per hour. Is that the cloud height? Yes, it is, FPC Lincoln. Yep, it is. Arkansas suffered enough. Missouri probably will suffer soon. Yeah, Arkansas, you guys have seen severe weather last week, especially in the lower Mississippi Valley, and especially you guys in northern Mississippi. Y'all got some pretty significant storms right along this corridor. So once again, we'll be talking about those same areas being impacted by severe weather. Tall boys, what's going on? Corn Pop, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Thank you for stopping by. And you are absolutely correct. These storms are towering to 50,000 feet. These are very, very mature thunderstorms in the way of supercells. I think we just got a brand new radar return here out of that storm just to the north of Garfield. It looks as though that there is... Oh, that was a really loud chair squeak, chat. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. 1 second. Let me just stretch. Take this. There we go. So we do have this cell producing pretty significant hail, as we talked about. We're still monitoring that. And also does have an inflow notch to it. Right here is our inflow notch. Now, as far as the rotation is concerned, I mean, we do have a slight, a very tiny gate to gate, and it's not even that strong. If we were to really measure this out, it's about, we got 32 on top of 26, so it's below the threshold, and it's also really not kind of well connected, but we'll keep a close eye because this is tour possible, so the Weather Service is monitoring that storm for any possible rotation. We also have a little tiny area of rotation up here just to the south of Galatia. It's very faint, and it's well below severe or even tornado limits for tornado warnings. Even the gate-to-gate says it all. It's kind of de-alias there. So we really have 30 probably on top of maybe 5 or 10. I'm glad I live in southern Mississippi. Yeah, you guys really missed out on a lot of that action in Dixie Alley over the last couple weeks. So, yeah, I would be thankful. But, hey, you're not out of the woods just yet because severe weather season is pretty much 365 in the south in Dixie Alley. So as we continue to monitor these events, I just want to remind you guys, for those that are new to the stream, I'll be reminding you guys throughout the night. For those of you who have not subscribed, feel free to do so. Hit the subscription button located at the bottom of the stream, and also be sure to hit that bell icon for notifications of when I go live next. The next live stream will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. So that's when I'll be streaming. It's going to be probably from 7 up until 11 p.m. Central Time. And we'll be covering the severe risk for Little Rock, Arkansas, as well as areas to the south and to the east, which include northern Mississippi and northern Louisiana. I thought it was a fart. Dude, let me tell you something. I call out my farts, chat. I call out my farts. All right, so if I do let one out and let it rip, you guys are going to know about it. You'll know. All right. That sounded really weird. I apologize. ASMR with Fancy Hippie, including farting sounds, coming to a stream near you. Anyway, hope your dad screams at you cheeseburgers already. Nah, he already did. We're good. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that at all. What is the Discord name? Please reply to me. Braylon Edwards. Tony, can you go ahead and link it one more time for those who do want to join the Discord? Again, I've been reminding people as well that we do have a Discord. It is called Direct Weather. But if you do need the link to that, it's at the bottom of the stream, but also Tony will go ahead and link it for you guys. Be proud of your beef. Damn right. Damn right, Popcorn. You know it. You know it. What's going on, Liam? Welcome back, man. How's it going? What's going on? Welcome back. I popped on to read Timmer's stream, and his area was clear weather, so I guarantee he's not in Kansas. Yeah, he's probably not. I mean, if anything, he's over down in Arkansas. So, okay. Do I have a ping report? Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was like, what the hell? That was like my county too. I was like, did I miss something? Because right now it's clear. It was actually really hot today, guys. It was like in the 80s. Up here in Northern Illinois. Since we have an opportunity, I want to go back to the SPC website. They do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect, and we actually have a mesoscale discussion concerning that severe thunderstorm watch. So let's take a quick look at it. It says here that large-scale forcing for ascent is spreading across the central high plains this evening, per expanding cold shield over eastern Colorado into far western Kansas. Over the next several hours, it appears the frontal zone should sharpen and surge southeast across Weather Watch 72. Convection is gradually solidifying along the wind shift, and a forced line may ultimately evolve as the front begins to surge. Hail remains a primary risk, though damaging winds are also possible. The primary supercell risk is along the southern flank of the developing squall line, where a tornado cannot be ruled out over the next few hours. So we've actually been taking a look at that. What they're referring to is that cell that we've been tracking that is actually TOR possible. So that's really sort of confirming what we already know, but it's also good to know. We also do have, in the last 5 minutes, an updated day one categorical outlook for tonight. Still a 2% TOR, 15% wind, and 15% hail. We also do have a 5% that extends into Wisconsin. We earlier saw a severe thunderstorm warning with a particular cell, but it looks as though tonight that because it's starting to really cool down up here and even points north of that severe weather area, we do expect those storms to probably remain below severe limits. Hey, Tyler Bass, what's going on, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully everything's going well with you, my friend. Glad to see you on here. Brock, I think I missed your earlier message. Let me see. I apologize. Oh, if you DM'd me, I will check it later. So sorry about that. Billy Bob Jones, I didn't mean to miss your comment either. You asked a very good question. You were asking about, you said you were from Northern Illinois. Do you think we will get any rain or storms in the near future? Well, tomorrow, if we even just go and cheat for a second on the weather.gov/Chicago website, we actually should see thunderstorms impact tomorrow afternoon and even into the evening, and those would be scattered. So tomorrow, 78 degrees and sunny. And yeah, thunderstorms and showers will be more towards the evening as that low moves northeastward. So as we talked about in the beginning of the stream, this low pressure that's right over here, the cold front is just to the west of that main complex of storms. This low will eventually not move that far north, but it's going to head over into northern Illinois. So probably not till tomorrow afternoon and maybe even the evening, but those should stay below severe limits. Good, waiting for these storms to fire up, hopefully. Yeah, they've already fired up, Tyler, and I'll tell you what, Kansas City, if you're in the Kansas City metro, and I keep dragging my damn map. Why do I keep doing that? It's such a bad habit. But Kansas City, you guys could actually see these storms make their way towards you later on this evening. If I can draw. There we go. Later on this evening. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Spiked, welcome to the stream. Great to hear. It's feeling dry out here. Dude, I know. And as a matter of fact, Billy, just to give you an idea real quickly, since we have some time, I'm actually out here towards DeKalb. And it was, I think I got my run in around like 10 a.m. And even then it was humid. And thank God I ran in the morning because it got up to like 82 here. It's pretty crazy. Let's update you guys on a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings while also addressing chat. For those who are new, again, like I said, be sure to subscribe and also join our Discord. Join our Discord. We are over 1,200 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Let's keep it up. The goal for this week, by the way, I mean, chat, I think I'm pretty balls to the wall when it comes to expectations. I think we can get up to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the week. If you guys think that we can get to 2,000 subs by Sunday, give me a hell yes in the chat. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin style. Give me a hell yes in the chat if you think we could reach 2,000 subs. I want to see hell yes. No hell no's. No hell no's. I want to see hell yes. I want to see positivity out of this chat because I know you guys are all positive. You're all amazing people. Give me some hell yeses in the chat. Around 1 a.m. it's supposed to start storming. Yeah, this storm's going to be moving into the Kansas City metro over the next few hours. But yeah, give me some hell yes in the chat, guys. Ethan, what's going on? Any tornadoes on the ground yet? Not at the moment, man. Not at the moment. You can use this website called IMBot. It's like early warning system thing. Yeah, I have heard of that. I will start to use that. I'll hopefully implement that by tomorrow, but if not, you guys will be, sort of my fact checkers and let me know what the warnings are and whatnot. Look at those hell yeses. There you go. Walls to the ball. Who said hell no? Tyler? No, Tyler. Positivity, my friend. Positivity. It's all right, guys. Tyler's a friend of mine. He's actually not a troll. He's totally fine. He checks out. He's fine. Don't ban him, mods. He's fine. He's okay. He's totally good. He's just yanking my chain. Let's get back to the latest severe thunderstorm warning before I forget, because gosh, I'm having so much fun with you guys. I have to head on back over to the radar. We got to focus on some storms tonight. So, the latest out of this southern cell, we still have, as of 7:52 p.m., a severe thunderstorm is located near Larned, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. Still 2-inch size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This thing has been producing large hail at or above 2 inches for probably close to an hour now. And this storm is moving very slow at 15 miles per hour. It's really starting to slow down. But this is going to be impacting the towns of Larned and Frizzle. So it's actually been impacting these areas for a while here. These names are very familiar to us. And let's actually take a look at the rainfall. We'll really dissect this storm for what it is. But let me see here. He cussed more than a Chicago rapper? Oh, hell no. No way, Stormy Ninja. No way. I can't beat that, my friend. Chicago rappers, dude, they cuss a ton, dude. They cuss a ton. I can't ever get to that level. I'm a family-friendly streamer by means. At least I try to be. Here is our rotational couplet. It's actually right here. This is actually starting to produce some rotation. That's why it is Tor possible. And the signature is starting to become a little bit more well-defined with that hook echo. And as we talked about earlier, it's really covered up in some precipitation here. And it's going to be pretty difficult to see any touchdown, if any. So if there is going to be any sort of tornado warnings, it's going to be out of this southernmost cell. This line is really starting to congeal more linearly. So the main threat here is going to be wind gusts out of the line up here. And it looks like now we just have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Before we had about 6. Those have gone away and weakened below severe limits. So if there's any good news, this actually gives us a chance to focus more so on these cells in Kansas that actually pose more of a significant threat in the way of hail, damaging winds, and possibly a tornado. I'll make a sailor blush. Exactly. Hail report near Sioux Falls. Are you serious? No way. No way, chat. Really? Oh, there is. Yeah, pea-size hail. Okay, no, that's understandable. I mean, they do have thunderstorms in that area. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. Here's some stores right here. Some clusters, so probably some small hail. Look at all that moisture, chat. I mean, if you're not getting severe weather, we also have a marginal risk for Iowa, even into portions of Minnesota, and then also South Dakota once again. That's where Baby Cell was, right here. Remember Baby Cell, guys? It was almost like it was yesterday, right there in Sioux Falls. So that was a little bit of some throwback there. Tyler asks, what are your thoughts on tomorrow's chance for enhanced? I will go more into detail with that once we conclude tonight's events, but here's what I'll say. I would not be surprised if it does go enhanced, because the general trend that I've seen is an uptrend in tornado parameters, as well as the winds aloft. And even the structure of the low pressure at the surface low, looks really good. So honestly, chat, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow does go enhanced, but we'll be covering it either way. The grave of the baby cell. Yeah, that's where it died. Rest in peace. Let's see here. What is the tornado forecast for Chicago this summer? And if so, when will it be? Honestly, if there's going to be any shot of, significant severe weather, it probably won't be till late April and then early May. I think the plains will probably get the most action over the next few weeks. I think Dixie Alley, probably after this week, will start to taper off a little bit. But we can't rule it out. I think there's probably one or two more events in store for this particular area. But I think what we're going to start to see as our jet pattern transitions into the spring and summer months, we're going to start to see severe weather really wake up, I feel, in these states, and even portions of the Midwest, especially central Illinois. So keep that in mind. I think that's when it's going to be the heaviest for severe weather, is probably not until late April, early May. And again, that's just my prediction. I could be wrong. So, but that is my thought. That is my thought. Tony, you know that pea-sized hail is what we usually get in South Florida. I've never seen it bigger than nickel. Yeah, that makes sense, Corn Pop, honestly. Florida doesn't really have a lot of frontal boundaries. A lot of their severe weather is caused by the cool ocean breeze that kind of makes its way onto land. That's usually why you guys have those thunderstorms at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day. So those storms typically, don't really have incredibly strong updraft motion. They're mostly just downpours and damaging winds and things like that. At the end of the week, he's going to have 1999 subscribers. My God, can you imagine if we're down one sub? At that point, I'm just going to make an alt account and sub to it. I'm literally just going to sub to my own account. I'm not even kidding. I would be that desperate just to get over that hump. Let's change our radar sight here. I want a better look at this. And it looks like our velocities, at least on our greens, are starting to increase. Actually, yeah, they're starting to uptrend a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is let's take a closer look at this cell. And in order to do that, we're actually going to go to the SPC and see what's going on. All right, so let's head on over to SPC. And we're going to take a look here at the meso analysis page. And I just want to get an idea as to what the shear looks like for these storms in that particular area, especially on that southern cell, which is right here. He says, good night to you, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. It was happy to have you, 5-minute forecast, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for stopping by. And have yourself a great night. Thank you for responding to my comment. No problem, Chicago, absolutely. I always have to respond to my Illinois comments. Not that I don't respond to anybody else, but I like me some Illinois peeps. All right? I have a strange feeling that the northern plains could ramp up around Mother's Day. Nothing to back this up, just a pre-motion. Yeah, I mean, that's a decent prediction. That's kind of the way I feel too. Okay, so just looking at the supercell composite, you're going to see right here, just to the east of these storms. Let me move my mic a little bit farther so you can hear me better. We got 16 supercell composite out ahead of it. And as we go into the night, we actually should start to see the supercell composite decrease a bit. And it looks like we do as that storm complex becomes a little bit more linear. All right. Now let's take a look at shear. And at the surface, if we look at our sort of our ISO lines here, we do have 25 knots from surface to 1. From surface to 3, right around 30. Let's go a little bit higher here. These aren't that high. You want the shear to be at least over 30, if not higher than that at the surface. This is okay. Let's take a look at surface to 6, 30, and then finally surface to 8, and right around 40. So these conditions for shear as it stands are not that good. All right, they're not that good. So these storms, although this southern cell right here is TOR possible, just looking at the shear alone, it's not impressive. It's okay. It's nothing to ride home about. We're definitely not talking about Dixie Alley shear like we saw last week. We're definitely not talking about the shear parameters and even the helicity parameters that we might see tomorrow. As a final thought, let me also check helicity because I just mentioned it. Now, the helicity is actually decent. We got about close to 250, about 300 from surface to 1. Remember, guys, we want those values to be above 150. So that's actually good. That's right on par with what we want with helicity. And remember, helicity is the corkscrew updraft motion of an air parcel with height. So it's talking about the strength of those updrafts, but not only the updrafts themselves, but the rotation of them, that corkscrew motion. Also here, look at that helicity from surface to 3. We're starting to enter into a corridor that is higher and higher helicity from surface to 3. There's probably a little problem with that, though, and just what I thought, even though we have higher helicity values from surface to 3, the cap inversion, which is the big discussion throughout the week for this event, is higher. So these storms should still last. They should last probably into the night, especially because we do still have energy in the atmosphere despite the cap. But as far as tornado parameters are concerned, if there is going to be any sort of tornado warning out of any of these, it's going to be the southern cell. And the only reason why it rotates is going to be because not the shear is not that good. It's going to be the helicity. Because the helicity is where you want it to be. And even just the winds aloft are actually not too bad. They're okay. So it's kind of a wild card with that particular cell. Let's actually head back to it. And as I said that, we sort of have a new area of rotation just to the north of Pawnee Rock. The original area of rotation that we looked at with that inflow notch, we'll go back to super res reflectivity. It does have more of a well-defined hook right near Larned. But the problem is the rotation is sort of kind of weakened again. So like I just said, the wind shear is kind of garbage. It's not something that, you're going to ride home about. But if we look just to the northeast on the latest run, we have another area of rotation now that looks much more well-defined than this area down here. We actually have a gate-to-gate with this storm. So let's head back to reflectivity and take a look. And if there is rotation, it's going to be not necessarily here at the moment, might even be within that heavier core of precipitation, and even the hail core for that matter. Right there, that heavy axis of precipitation. So if there's anybody chasing this storm right now, chat, you're not going to be able to see that. You will not be able to see that. And as we have said, it is still tour possible. It looks like this is now expired, though. Actually, both of these have expired, so we'll keep an eye on them too. Weather Dakota, please read my last comment. Jose sounds good. Caden, new severe thunderstorm warning in Kansas. Yeah, it's going to update momentarily, and there it is. It's actually just to the north of those two storms that have just expired, and this is a little baby cell, chat. The baby cell has returned. Look at that. How about that, chat? How about that? Yeah, it looks like there's a second rotational couplet. Jonathan, absolutely. Chat, can you confirm with me, too, that these have expired? Is that correct? Are they letting these expire now? It looks like they are, but there is still a couplet here. So I wonder if they're going to still severe warn it or just keep an eye on the rotation. I'm very curious about that. I really am. Kansas Northern Storm seems to be developing an embedded hook. All right, let's get a better look at that one then. Let's go to KUEX and see. And yeah, that's just a velocity. Let's take a look at reflectivity. Yeah, kinda right here. There's our warm air advection. So yeah, I do see it. But also on the velocity, we do have a brighter area of green. And if there is rotation with this particular storm, we got 58, close to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. If there is rotation, it's going to be right in that area, and reflectivity will tell us just that because that's where our hook is. See, we just proved it right there. All right. May I apply for Mod Winter Queen? Absolutely. I'm not taking mod applications. I'm not doing interviews until the end of the week, like I said, so it won't be till the end of the week. All right, so there's that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the severe thunderstorm warning. So this was just issued as of 8/11. A severe thunderstorm was located near Espen, or 27 miles northwest of Beloit, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, radar indicated. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. And this particular cell is going to be located near Mankato, Lebanon, Burr Oak, Espen, and Weber. So the main threats with this storm is hail of 1 inch and winds of 60 miles per hour. DBZs on this bad boy, we got about, just 6. I'm seeing 65. I even saw 66. So this is a storm that's also, just like the other ones, producing some pretty heavy precipitation. And before I forget, chat, all right, I talked about precipitation. And we actually do have a new severe thunderstorm warning on that southern cell. I was waiting for them to do that, and they actually have. I want to just real quickly, though, take a look at precipitation for these areas. I also will talk about the rotation here with this particular cell. That is now showing rotation, at least on that radar. We're going to keep a very close eye on that. So let me quickly just show you guys, over the last few hours, look at the rainfall here. I know that's really an unsung hero, but we have areas of well over 2 inches of rainfall. These storms have been training and moving very slow. So that's something that I wanted to mention very quickly before we head on back to this severe thunderstorm warning, but let's go ahead and do so. 1 second here, guys. Yep. Wow, look at that hook. Look at that hook. Isn't that something? Let's go ahead and read the warning quickly, and then we'll talk about the rotation here. Yeah, that's still got a hook, guys. It looks like it's strengthening as it gets closer into a better Helicity environment. It may be trying to do that. Still possible. So the latest warning just in the last 3 minutes for this cell. A severe thunderstorm was located very near Larned, moving east at 15 miles per hour. Radar indicated 60 mile per hour winds and $50 size hail. This storm is still moving fairly slow. And it is going to be impacting still the same areas of Larned, Seward, Radium, and Frizzle. Torrential rainfall is occurring with these storms and may lead to flash flooding. And you know what? We're starting to see that in these areas. But the biggest thing with this cell is the rotation here. It does have a nice hook. I do want to get to one other question here from Chicago. What's the 4th of July forecast for Elgin at night? Because I put on a fireworks show every year. Honestly, man, it's a little bit too far out to really give you a solid answer on that. It's from what I know, though, it's probably going to be above average in temperatures with the 4th of July, probably into the evening. But I couldn't tell you right out the gate what the weather would be, or like precipitation. Guys, here it is. Here it is, right here. There it is. It's sort of just, I think it's kind of weakened a little bit. Yeah, see that? It's sort of weakened, but it's still here. It's still here. Right now I'm getting 45 on top of about 12, 23. So I have not seen a tornado warning yet, but we actually have 2 hooks. Can you guys see that? Look at that. We have hook number 1 that's right over here. And then we actually had a hook down here by Larned. Now, the rotation itself has sort of teeter-tottered, but the one that we've been watching for the last 25, 30 minutes is this area of rotation to the north of Larned. Somebody mentioned, should this storm be tornado warned? It's going to be the Weather Service's call on what they do. I'll check CC to see if there's anything there that we might be missing. And let's see. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. We look for colorations and spots like this to see if there's any debris getting kicked up, but unfortunately, it's just it's very hard to tell in this area. But we do have a hook embedded within this line of thunderstorms. Again, there's our hook. There's our advection. If you're near Pawnee Rock, this is going to be moving very slowly off to your northeast. Also, if you're in the town of Great Bend or you know anybody in these towns or mainly rural areas to the west of Great Bend, this storm's going to be heading your way. And like I said before, the wind shear is not amazing, But we still have decent shear, and we also have some pretty darn good helicity throughout our surface to 1 kilometer, even as up as high as 3 kilometers. What's going on? Tornado warning ASAP. We'll see. I'm not going to make that call. That's going to be the Weather Service. I don't want to step on their toes. But we might see that shortly, so we'll see. Few glad I wasn't in Florida. They found a naval mine offshore on beach. The Army Navy fished it out and got it out and didn't explode. Really, Mario? What? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's really, really crazy. Yeah, I'm glad nobody was hurt. Let's just one last look here at the severe thunderstorm located to the north of this main line. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail as of 8:11. So nothing has changed there. That should be fine. I don't think there's any rotation out of that one. Actually, yeah, kind of. I mean, the radar site's far away. If we go a little bit closer to, say, KUEX, we'll keep an eye on it. It's trying to, but it's relatively unorganized at this time. But as we've been tracking, though, this southern storm, just based on the conditions, I'm really keeping a close eye on. That's not a good one. Let's go to KICT. That's de-aliased now. Did we just lose a good reading on it, or was that just the rotation taking a dump? I think we just... Let's see. Did we have a different radar site here, chat? Keep in mind you were looking into a high precipitation cell and looking for CC drops. Brock, you're absolutely right. 100%. So that's why it's really hard to tell. I trust me when I say I did not say there's a CC drop. It's really it's hard to tell. So I'm not going to make that call. We are now sort of in a radar hole, guys. A radar hole is when we're kind of in between two radar sites. So KDDC and it looks to be KICT. Now, according to the reflectivity, not even the velocity, but the reflectivity, we still do. Let's see where that hook went. Is it still here with us? Is it still here? Let's go back to the other radar site. I think KICT gave us a better look at it. It looks as though... Oh, gosh. There it was. So here it was. Shoot. Did we lose it? Okay. If anything, it was right here. It was right in this area. Yeah, Pawnee Rock. So it was like right over here. It looks like that it lost its luster a little bit with the rotation. This is just one frame, so we got to keep a close eye. It's very hard to tell. The precipitation is really intense in that area to the northwest of Pawnee Rock. But before it was showing some pretty interesting rotation. I intended that mainly for new viewers. Oh, got you. No worries at all. No worries at all. I just wanted to recognize your point because you're absolutely right. No, I trust me. I did not take offense to that. You're totally 100% correct. Northern cell becoming pretty disorganized. Yeah, it looked to be that way on velocity. I mean, there is some gusts up to 60 with this. You know, I got to say, though, very high precipitation. I mean, we're still talking about 65 dBZs with this puppy heading towards Burr Oak and areas north and east of that town, and even just in the northeast of Espen. So, I mean, honestly, yeah, it is disorganized in the way of any sort of velocity signatures or, hook echoes that we look for. But, as far as a wind threat is concerned, there actually is a spot here of 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, even a couple of pockets of 60-mile-an-hour winds. So that's definitely going to be the risk there. There's definite weakening on rotation. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was, like I said, I was really looking at that here, and it looks like there is. It could still recycle. We've seen that happen before tonight, so we'll have to keep a close eye. We actually do have a new severe thunderstorm warning just to the northeast of Larned that is going to be impacting Great Bend. That just got issued as of 8:21. A severe thunderstorm was located over Pawnee Rock, so we've been talking about Pawnee Rock right here. That's another area along that line of thunderstorms. And 9 miles northeast of Larned, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So we got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, and the source is going to be radar indicated. Shut up, chair. Quiet. I didn't ask you to talk, chair. Shh. There we go. I need a new chair, darn it. My chair stinks. Let's see. So 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. Locations impacted include Great Bend, Hossington, Ellenswood, Colfin, Pawnee Rock, Albert, to name a few, Great Bend Airport, and Cheyenne Bottoms in Odin. So hail, 1 inch, winds 60 miles per hour. This storm to the south of it is still possible and producing half-dollar size hail. I mean, this southern storm, not to take away from any of the other storms tonight, but if there is to be a storm of the night, it's going to be the one to the southwest of Great Bend. It's going to be this one. Honestly, I mean, this storm is really taking the cake here. Can I troll you, please? Maybe on Discord. On Discord, yes. YouTube, probably not. It was just a matter of time before Great Bend got included. Yep. Haha, chair go fart fart. You know it. You know it. I'm back from dinner. Megan Dial, welcome back from dinner. Hopefully your dinner was good. Mine was good. I had some Kraft mac and cheese right out of the box. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. So, let's go back here to the... I'm so off topic. Let's go back to the southern cell and look at that. What do you know? It's trying to get an inflow notch again. This storm is really having a tough time getting going. And just over Larned, it's been moving so slow. And, the other big concern for me, which a lot of people don't talk about very often, is the rainfall in these areas. We actually have an area of close to 3 inches of rain that have fallen just to the east of Roselle. 2.5. 2.5. We got an inch. So these areas are going to be experiencing most likely some flash flooding if they're not already experiencing it after those storms have already moved through. I had a pizza for dinner, not very healthy but tasty. Sounds good, man. What's going on? The compilations. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everything's going good for you, my friend. And like I said, we're continuing to track the severe weather, and we're going to be tracking it for a while here. I do anticipate to stream up until 10 o'clock Central tonight. I think that these cells, we'll see if they still maintain themselves as they get closer to Kansas City. I still think that Kansas City will experience thunderstorms tonight. But what I will say is I really believe that the bulk of the severe weather is going to be right over here in central Kansas. Kansas City, I think the SBC concurs with me on that. Let's just take a look a second. Yeah, I mean, they have it right on Kansas City, but points east, they really don't. It's more so of a marginal. So I think they do concur there. Hey, what's going on, Weather Central? Welcome back to the stream, man. How's it going? What's going on? Population of Great Bend is 15,358 as of 2019. That's actually a pretty decent-sized town. Yes, it is. Pretty decent-sized town. And look at that. It's losing its inflow again. But it's actually still hooked right here. So let's take another look at velocities. It's very de-aliased, so we are in a radar hole. Let's see here. I'm going to need some sleep. Thank you for tracking these storms. You're amazing. Cool, man. You're amazing. I'm like Keanu Reeves, guys. You're breathtaking. I'm not breathtaking. You're breathtaking. So you're amazing. Thank you so much. And all of you, all 49 of you, all 50 of you, all 1,200 of you are amazing. So thank you so much for tuning in and keeping track of these severe weather with me throughout the night. I am doing good, Weather Central. How are you, man? How you doing? Also, don't forget to stick around tonight. I know we do have severe thunderstorm warnings that we've been tracking. But I do anticipate tonight that we will be talking about Arkansas. I'm going to be talking about tomorrow's severe weather threat that includes Arkansas, northern Mississippi, into northern Louisiana. I really want to do that, so I'm hoping I have enough time to do so, and these storms can sort of weaken and whatnot. The only cookie left. What's happened tonight so far? What's up? Says Cookie Left YouTube. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. So far, no tornado reports at this time. The biggest story of the night has been the hail. I mean, we've seen ping pong ball size hail. We've seen golf ball and even up to 2-inch size hail with the southernmost storm. So it's been pretty crazy. Jacob, you beat me right to it. So we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be out of the Weather Service in Wichita. So let's go ahead and read it. Let's see, at 8:27 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northeast of Wilson, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So, those winds are starting to ramp up with that line. We'll dissect that momentarily. But the locations impacted are going to be Ellsworth, Wilson, Kannapolis, Lincoln, Sylvan Grove, Beverly, to name a few, Ash Grove, Westfall, and Ellsworth Airport. This will also include Interstate 70 between mile markers 205 and 235. So if you are in those areas, you're going to want to seek shelter when able, because those are going to be some strong winds. And if you actually take a look here, it's really hard to tell, so I'm going to take Wichita's word for it that there is 70. Let's actually go a little bit higher up with our tilts. Hopefully we can probably see it higher up. Maybe not. Let's just keep going here. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. It might just be the radar sight, but I anticipate that there is those winds, considering they have warned it for 70. So if you are in these areas, Lincoln and points east, you're going to want to definitely seek shelter. These are going to be some straight line damaging winds coming your way, and you're going to want to go ahead and seek shelter on those particular storms. Not just those areas, but of course these cells to the south. 821, the latest update with this one is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. These are going to be impacting, once again, Great Bend, Claflin, Pawnee Rock, Albert, Great Bend Airport, and then Cheyenne, Bottoms, and Odin. So no tornado possible there, just hail, an inch, and 60. Still significant, but not looking in the way of tornado development. Let's see. Storm on top of Vesper is 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. Yes, it does. Could become a squall line. It pretty much already is. Megan. I'll be totally honest with you. I do want to go back to the cell that we've been watching the entire night, which is this southernmost cell. And, it's sort of congealed within this line. And, for the last probably 20, 25 minutes, it's tried to rotate. And at one point, it actually had some pretty decent rotation. And now it's trying to establish, once again, another inflow notch. And look at that. There's some interesting velocity signatures there. I want to see if that coincides with reflectivity. And you know what? It does, because as we see, once again, we actually have two areas. There's another inflow notch that's really hard to tell, but it's actually embedded within those lines of thunderstorms. It's really, really faint, but it looks as though, once again, just to the north of Pawnee Rock, it's trying to get its act together again. It's sort of recycled, so we got to keep an eye on those velocities. 8 to 10 p.m., mesoscale discussion is showing 2 to 4 inches of hourly rates possible for central Kansas. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, we've already seen it, chat. I mean, it's not just the hail. Look at the flooding here. Look at this. We're talking about 3 inches of rain. Literally 3 inches of rain that's fallen near Ash Valley, and they could even get more rainfall. It's crazy. I'm new to tracking weather, but where would you see an inflow notch? Another way to say inflow notch is really just a hook echo. That's the best way to put it. So, this isn't really the best example to use it on, because it's very hard to tell where it is. The only way that we can really tell where the rotation is by looking at our super res velocities. And, oh, wow. Okay. Let's hold that thought a second. Okay, hold on. That is now starting to ramp up again. And we do have a gate to gate. And it might be the radar, so I'm going to double check. But that would be 50 on top of like 74. Chat, can you confirm that you're seeing, anybody that's tracking the storms with me, can anybody confirm that? It might be the radar site. Let me actually check it with KICT. Yeah, they have it too. There it is. There's a couplet right there. It's trying to go again. We've actually seen that. It started to strengthen. Seen the last few loops, guys, those last frames. Now, this one on tilt 1 actually has it a little bit weaker. This would make more sense. I think we have, 47 on top of 21. So that makes a lot more sense. We don't have that much of velocity there. So I actually trust this radar site over that one. But there is rotation right there. If there's rotation, it's going to be right here. And there's even a little bit right here. But honestly, this is the main area that we're talking about. So this storm, I want to see if it's TOR possible. It's not, but this storm is. So either they're going to make it TOR possible, or they might go TOR warn if that continues in the trend that it is. What type of content will y'all be making during the winter? I will definitely be tracking winter storms. I mean, look, I live in northern Illinois, so I'm definitely not immune to winter weather. So I will be tracking winter weather in the winter. We'll be doing some winter storm live streams, probably on this channel, maybe even the main channel, depending on what Ashton wants to do with that. Yes, it is pretty strong rotation. Yes, that's what I thought. Weather decoded the storm, made my homework. That's going to be my excuse tomorrow too. Absolutely. I'm going to look at CC a second, guys. It's going to be kind of hard to tell. I don't know if we're going to get any CC with this. Yeah, like we talked about, the precipitation's too high. It's really embedded there. If there is going to be a tornado, like we've already talked about, it's going to be rain wrapped. It's going to be something that's going to be more so radar indicated. Let's see on the radist. Yeah, we're starting to see these ramp up a bit. I now have 41 on top of, 59 on top of 41 here. So we'll see. I want to look at the reflectivity. Yeah, gosh, guys. I mean, look at this. This precipitation is a massive swath of heavy rainfall. And again, it's going to be really, really hard to tell. There's another area of rotation. It's north and east of the main area. Yeah, that's actually right up here. We'll go back here a second and show you guys. Here's the main area number 1. This area is sort of either recycling or weakening. But here's the other area right here. There it is. So we're keeping a very close eye on that. If you guys do get tornado warnings before I do, please let me know. I'm awaiting something of that sense, either a tornado warning or a tor possible. We actually have a new update out of this warning. We have trained weather spotters reporting $half size hail in Pawnee Rock. So that's actually right over here, just to the north of that main area of rotation. That was within the last couple of minutes. At this time, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and $half size hail. And these storms are now moving at 20 miles per hour, still relatively slow. But they are moving off to the northeast ever so slowly. And these locations are going to include Great Bend, Hosington, Ellenwood, Claflin, Pawnee Rock, to name a few, as well as Cheyenne Bottoms and Odin. All right, so if you're in these areas, not only be on the lookout for this storm, but again, we are starting to see this rotation strengthen a bit. And actually, as soon as I say that on the last run, it looks like it's kind of dispersed itself right here. So it has sort of kind of lost its touch. In the last few frames, it was strengthening quite a bit. But man, it totally just crapped out right now. We'll wait for another run to get confirmation that this is in fact weakening. But we just had an uptrend in rotation, and just in the last run, it looks as though that has stopped. But we'll keep a close eye and see if anything has changed there in the next couple of minutes. Let's go back to our severe thunderstorm warning. Almost said winter storm warning. SBC Lincoln, sorry about that. Funnel spotted by Pawnee Rock. Really? Really? Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. If that was the case, chat, I don't know how they spotted it, considering it's 8:30. There must have been some sort of flash of lightning that showed a funnel within just the rain curtain. But actually, that doesn't surprise me, because look, that's where it'd be. It'd be right there, just north of Pawnee Rock. We saw that first here on the velocities. So let's see. Funnel now, there needs to be a tornado warning. We'll see what they do. The gate to gate has dropped off significantly. We just have, now it's really, I mean, you could probably say 30 on top of 26, but honestly, I think it's a little bit weaker than that. But let's see on this next run, and maybe we'll get a better idea as to if this funnel is still there. If you're just joining us, guys, we do have, according to even my mods, a funnel spotted, or a funnel reported, unconfirmed reports of a funnel reported just to the north of Pawnee Rock. Now, again, we haven't seen anything from the Weather Service, like tor possible or this being tornado warned. The only thing that they've talked about is that there was $half size hail near that area. But so far, the severe thunderstorm warning is not tor possible. However, we are getting unconfirmed reports that with that velocity that we saw just moments ago, a couple frames ago, right here is where there was a funnel cloud reported. So, very, very interesting. A little bit of an old update, but rotating wall cloud was reported 4 miles southeast of Ash Valley, Kansas at 8 o'clock. Where is Ash Valley? Is that over up here? Was it associated with this rotation or this one up here? Let's see. Yeah, let me know. I'm curious where that was. Let me know. National Weather Service must be glued to that storm waiting for what will happen. Yeah, probably. They're probably waiting. And they have a bit of a heads up. These radars are more delayed than what the Weather Service has. They usually have a lead time. So I would say that the reason why they didn't issue a tornado warning or pull the trigger is because they got a new frame in right beforehand that showed the velocity is just basically taking a dump right there. Especially in HP cell or squall lines for CC drops, you want to find a circular shoe of the CC drop, because that more likely tornado circulation compared to hail or radar interface. You are absolutely 100% correct. And I appreciate you letting chat know about that too. That is very helpful of you to do that. So thank you. Thank you for that clarification. I know somebody did ask about it, but I wasn't able to get to that right away and provide the best explanation. Unfortunately, though, because we have a high precipitation, as you just alluded to, it's really hard to tell that there was rotation here. The only way that we really could have done that is if we used our super res velocity. Now, there is still rotation, but it's not like what we saw a few frames ago. So, like I just said, unconfirmed reports of a funnel cloud to north of Pawnee Rock. The velocities in the gate-to-gate have dropped off significantly since then, but if it was reported, I'll just repeat one more time, it would have been in the last 10 minutes to the north of Pawnee Rock. So we'll keep a close eye and see if this thing recycles yet again and what the Weather Service decides to do on the latest run. It does look to be that it may recycle near Great Bend. It is starting to show, once again, velocity slightly increasing and uptrending again. But that's really to be determined considering the sheer environment that it's in. There is 3 rotations there. Yes. I know what you mean. I mean, there's a couple over in this vicinity, but the main area was definitely that one right there. Weather Decoded Mario form yesterday, quote, Laura slaps Louisiana. I got you. New storm warnings. Very good. Thank you for letting me know. This is actually associated with that line of thunderstorms that is now moving through Lincoln, Kansas. And let's see here. So, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 7 miles east of Victor to near Lincoln, or 6 miles northeast of Ellsworth, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Still, with this line of thunderstorms, 70 mile per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. So this is going to be impacting Minneapolis, Delpos, Tescott, Culver, and Ada. So if you are in these locations, or if you know anybody in these locations, you're going to want to seek shelter because these are some pretty strong winds. We're talking about 70 mile an hour wind gusts right along this squall line. It's very de-aliased on this radar. We're sort of in a bad spot on the radar site, but we do know that there is 70 mile an hour wind gusts, and that is the main threat with that particular line of thunderstorms. So you're going to want to treat that with respect, just like any other storm, but especially this one, considering there is some pretty strong straight line winds. And you can actually see that, guys. We don't really have a good idea on the velocity signatures, unfortunately, but what we see with just the way it's structured, look at the beginning of that storm. Look at the front of it. And even on the backside. See that sort of bowing signature? That's sort of where our gust front is. I would actually say the gust front, let me correct myself, the gust front's actually more so out here. And our wind core is back here where that cold air is rushing forward. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. This is definitely producing some pretty significant winds as it heads into Glendale and Tescott. And then eventually, whoever's next in the area, it's actually going to be Manhattan. You guys got to keep a close eye on these line of thunderstorms because they're moving pretty fast at 55 miles per hour and moving eastward. So if you live in a more populated area like Manhattan or Junction City, keep a close eye on the radar tonight. It's looking like that's going to sustain itself for a bit, especially with those gusty winds. Rest in peace, last night's baby cell, though, will be remembered. You know it. I know. It will be, but we'll always have baby cells. We always will. New report of rotating wall cloud just south of Ellsworth, Kansas, per Spotter Network. Spotter report says it had moderate rotation. All right, Ellsworth. So it's going to be, I think it was this one. Where was Ellsworth? I think it was this one. Where was it? Shoot. Chat, can you remind me? I think it was actually over. Oh, wait. Ellsworth. I just had it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Isn't it like this one right over here? I think it's this one, right? Right, chat? Let me know. David Bowie, LOL. Did somebody call it the David Bowie? Chat. Bruh. Who just called it David Bowie? I love it. I'm going to make that a shirt. I'm totally going to make that a shirt. The David Bowie. Y'all, you guys are so damn creative. I love it. You guys are amazing. The cat muttered a baby cell. It shall be rewarded, but hated. I will remember you. You guys, honestly, you cracked me up. That is good. That is good. That's some quality content in the chat right now. On the warning just west of the 70 mile per hour one, it has 65 mile per hour winds confirmed by spotters. This one, yeah, it makes sense. Like I said, it's starting to bow out a bit as it moves towards Lincoln. Look at that. Whoo! Look at that. It's so de-alias to all hell, but at least it gives you a sense as what the winds are doing. If there is a gust front, it's right here. There's your gust front, as we talked about. So, we'll keep a close eye on that line. Let's once again, for like the 15th time tonight, let's head back down to the southern cells that we've been keeping a close eye on for rotation here. I'm going to change my radar sight to get a better vantage point to see if, in fact, there is any renewed rotation with these cells. Now, this area right here we've been watching just north of Pawnee Rock, but it looks as though that the rotation has sort of fizzled out a bit. Again, we'll keep an eye to see if there's any sort of recycling that takes place, but, you know, honestly, if it's not going to do it now, it may not do it tonight, considering the fact that the cap inversion will continue to mitigate northward throughout the night. And really, the only storms that are going to be producing anything, it's going to be these up here as they make their way towards Kansas City into the overnight hours. And the reason why that is because when you have gusty winds, for the most part, because cold air is dense, the cap inversion really doesn't play that much of a factor. Now, if we're talking about rotational thunderstorms, you know, that's when you start to really take into account the cap inversion at the surface. So if the cap inversion is really strong, that cap, you know, it's going to really start to inhibit any sort of mesocyclone from really trying to organize itself. Weather Central says, I have to go for a bit. I'll be back in 30. Sounds good, man. Jacob, you came up with the David Bowie. You know what? Oh, man, I'm going to consider that for your mod application. Put that on your resume, all right? Put that on your resume. For sure, bro. For sure. That image is too noisy to determine anything. Yeah. It really is. If you're talking about this spot right here, this is what we call a radar hole. Many people will go a little bit more sophisticated and say it means it's de-aliasing. What that means is it's just in a really bad spot of the radar. It's very distorted. So I know there is some like bright reds here and even some white coloring, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. All right. I mean, we really can't do much with a distorted radar sight. So I do want to just update you guys on some severe thunderstorm warnings. I've been talking through them, but I haven't really read through the actual messaging on them. This was in the last about 10 minutes or so. A severe thunderstorm was located 6 miles northeast of Pawnee Rock. Still Pawnee Rock, by the way. This is moving so damn slow. So a lot of rainfall here. So 6 miles northeast of Pawnee Rock, or 6 miles west of Great Bend, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So 60 mile per hour wind gusts, $half size hail. Trained weather spotters have reported $half size hail in Pawnee Rock. So I'm really surprised they haven't mentioned anything about the funnel cloud. Maybe that will get confirmed later on during the nighttime hours once they gather all the reports. But it is an unconfirmed report, with all due respect. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, if it's not confirmed, if it's just unconfirmed. Let's head back over to this cell. This little baby cell up here, it's been kind of a clustered mess, but it is still producing some pretty heavy precipitation. It's somewhat hooking. Let's actually play this out a little bit here, and let's see. You guys are great. Oh, Megan's laughing. You guys are too. See? Exactly. Will Ashton be returning, Winter Queen? Yes. On the stream, probably not tonight, but as far as like him doing streams, he will be as soon as we get another major severe weather event. That's usually going to be on the main channel. But he also does daily uploads in the morning. Okay, so we actually did have a hook here, guys. We actually had a hook So that's what we talk about. And actually, you can see it right here. You see that? Nice supercell structure. There's our hook echo, or what we call our inflow notch, whatever you want to call it. It actually did exist right here just to the north of Burr Oak. All right, so that was pretty nice, but now it's really lost its luster. If we take a look here at velocities, there may have been some rotation here. It's really hard to tell. It's close to the radar site, but it wasn't anything significant to the point where it was warned for it. It was just severe thunderstorm warning. So, yeah, I think that may expire, but we shall see. It may or may not. This is all the way up in northern Nebraska, northern Kansas into what will now be southern Nebraska. They either might extend that warning or cancel it. If they're going to extend it, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea considering the triple point is literally like right here. So that storm may continue to be severe for probably another half an hour or so, maybe even up to an hour. Somebody said here, the SPC in the latest outlook said convections is supposed to continue to develop. I did see that as well. Let's go ahead and refresh to see what else they've said. 58 minutes ago, still at 2%, 15-15. The thunderstorm outlook is also 70%, and this is going to be associated with that line that should be moving through, like we talked about, in the overnight hours into Kansas City Metro. I would be curious to see if it does still remain severe by then. I really don't know. Right now it is, and it's definitely packing a punch, but is it going to be severe as it gets closer to Kansas City? That remains to be seen. We actually do have an update on this severe thunderstorm warning. I believe somebody pointed this out 10 minutes ago, so I do apologize for not getting back to it right away. But this is a severe thunderstorm located 8 miles southeast of Sylvan Grove, or 10 miles southwest of Lincoln, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So this is the one we've been talking about for probably the last 15, 20 minutes, and even up to like 45 minutes, really. So 70 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail remains to be the threat with these line of thunderstorms. And this is the part that somebody mentioned in stream. So if you mentioned it, please raise your hand. Be like, hey, I'm over here. 70 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. Trained weather spotters have reported 65 mile per hour wind gusts near Sylvan Grove. So there is still very strong winds with this thunderstorm. Still warned for 70 mile per hour winds. It will be near, Ellsworth, Wilson, Kannapolis, Lincoln, Sylvan Grove, Beverly, Bernard, Ash Grove, Westfall, and Ellsworth Airport. So if you are in these areas, be prepared for those damaging winds. As we talked about, 70 mile per hour winds are likely, and those should continue for quite a while. I'm in Olathe. Sucks that most of the storms will hit at night. What's going on, Centrax? Welcome to the stream. And by the way, I hope you noticed that I just pronounced your town right. You probably thought I was going to say Olathe, didn't you? You guys probably thought that I was going to say Olathe, but it's actually Olathe. And the reason why I know that, just a quick little story, I actually used to work for a call center that served Petlands in both Overland Park and Kansas. Those were our clients. So I was taught right away that it is not pronounced Olathe. It is pronounced Olathe. So just a little side note there. I wanted to mention that because I knew somebody was going to bring up Olathe. I knew it. All right, let me get to some of the comments here. Don't know if I'm the best person to be a mod as I'm not the best weather person out there, but I can read radar decently. You know what? Here's the thing, chat. Your mod responsibilities, I'm just going to tell you, you don't have to be the most expert meteorologist out there. I'm sure not. I mean, hell, I'm going to school for it. I have my imperfections too. Really, the main goal for being a moderator on the stream is just to help out when you can, relay any reports, talk about, what's to come on the channel, link to Discord, all that responsibility. But as far as weather expertise is concerned, you really don't need to know a lot. That's really not a problem for me. I'm kind of not surprised no tornado warning was issued in spite of reports of wall cloud and funnel. I went through a tornado that was never warned on. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, Spiked. Because it was so rain-wrapped, here's the thing. I wonder if it was on social media that they relayed that, because I guarantee you if it was law enforcement, they would have mentioned that, or even if it was a trained weather spotter, they would have mentioned it. I know it was on Spotter Network, so I'm wondering why it wasn't. I mean, they mentioned the hail from the trained weather spotters, but no mentioning of a funnel here. By the way, these storms, these were originally TOR possible. They've now been downgraded to just severe weather, so hail and winds of 60 miles per hour. I saved him to my broken glass and leftover hail. The town is Mound City, Missouri. Oh, I got you. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Do you think it is possible that we get hail in northwest Missouri overnight? That is a great question. I mean, probably an isolated hail threat, but here's the thing. These storms, as you see and as we've talked about for the last 45 minutes, are taking more of a bowing structure. So what this is, it's basically cold air that's rushing forward in the thunderstorm complex, and that's actually rushing outward in the way of a gust front. So when we have this sort of setup, there's always the risk of quarter-size hail, probably even pea-size hail, which we might see here. Oh, shoot, don't want to do that. I can't even click on that link. Oh, because I have to do pen. We have actually a rain report. But anyway, what I was going to say is, my point is, this line of thunderstorms, the main threat for you is probably going to be some isolated damaging winds. You should not really be experiencing hail tonight, considering the fact that the cold air, those downdrafts, are hitting the ground and rushing out, so it's not really sustaining hail up high in the atmosphere like what we saw with these storms earlier on in the evening. So hopefully that makes sense for you. It's gone linear like a mini derecho. We would refer to it as a bow echo. Yeah, correct. So, it's sort of, bowing out here. A derecho would be covering a larger area. I mean, we'd be talking about, a few hundred miles, and we're nowhere near that with this storm. Yes, it is a bow echo, but we would not classify it as a derecho until after the fact. So keep that in mind. All right. Anything new, James? Nothing much, man. Nothing much. The severe storms right now, they're just severe. TOR possible has been taken off. And ever since that uptick that we had in velocity with that inflow notch, it's really sort of, it's sort of weakened. It's sort of weakened a bit in these areas. So that's definitely not a concern here anymore. I mean, it still could recycle. That's something we always have to consider. But right now, just trained weather spotters for hail and winds. And then even up here, $50 size hail as we talked about. Right now, I guess the worst of the worst is now up here in Lincoln, where we're actually experiencing close to 70 mile per hour wind gusts with this bowing segment that actually could last a little bit here as it makes its way over into Minneapolis. 70 mile per hour wind gusts and penny size hail. You guys see that right there, right? You see that right there? Penny size hail. That's because, like I said, I'll do it one more time for you guys. It's because this is bowing out. So here's the gust front right here. Here's the cold air surging behind it, causing it to bow. And because that cold air is sinking and then rushing out, that's not allowing for any sort of water droplets to sustain high up in the atmosphere. Those updrafts are really more so downdrafts now in the way of gusty winds. So that's why our hail core, if any, is literally nothing except for penny size. Cool, thank you for letting me know. I just had to rebuild the front suspension on my vehicle, so I was not really looking forward towards hail damage also. Dude, I feel you, man. Like I always tell people in chat, I literally drive a Honda Civic. That thing is a death trap for the most part, especially in the winter. But when it comes to hail, yeah, it sucks. And as I've said, my garage, it's full of garbage. So like I can't put my car in the garage. So if we ever have a hail event here, which we haven't had in a while in Northern Illinois, I would be screwed. I would be screwed. David Bowie racing east under pressure. Oh, you guys are too funny. Hashtag David Bowie in the chat. Hashtag David Bowie. You don't need to spam it if you don't want to, but, it'd be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice because you know what? I love that name. I really do. That's pretty cool. David Bowie got stamina as it races east. Damn right it does. Do you think there will be a new severe thunderstorm watch in eastern Kansas? Let's look at the SPC's kind of insight on that first before I give you my thoughts. I have yet to see a mesoscale discussion. This was the last one that we had. It did mention that convection is gradually solidifying along the wind shift, and a forced line may ultimately evolve as the front begins to surge. Damaging winds are also possible, so I don't think they will. However, if this Boeing segment right here still wants to keep going, and if it sustains its gust front, even through the night as it approaches Kansas City, or even places like Manhattan and Junction City, or even Topeka, then yeah, we could probably see a severe thunderstorm watch come out of that. And it wouldn't necessarily be for additional development because, again, these areas are very capped off. Instead, it would be to acknowledge that, hey, there is a Boeing segment here that is racing eastward. And they want to, of course, give people an opportunity to know that. Look at you guys! Hashtag David Bowie! Oh, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. I didn't even tell you to do that. And you guys are like, hell yeah, I'm going to spam it anyway. I don't give up about that. You guys are awesome. I love that name. I'm going to start using that for the Bow Echo Storms, David Bowie. And here is David Bowie right here. So, let's see. I'm going to turn off my MPing reports. We do have new frames here. I just want to check back at velocities with this southern edge. Yeah, rotation is really next to none at this point. It's not the same as what it was over in these areas. It looks as though that these storms, if they do get extended, it's just going to be for wind and probably hail. Let's also take a look here at our digitally vertically integrated liquid to see if any precipitation this weekend. And yeah, if you actually notice just by looking at the liquid signatures, these storms, these complex of thunderstorms just to the south are really sort of losing steam here. So we should still have these severe, but I would not be surprised at the same time if they are, in fact, expired. So it really just depends on what they want to do. There was another rotating wall cloud report? Really? Really? Where would that be? Let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know. The little kinks in the Bow Echo, are those rotations? They can be. But here's the thing. You know, with a Bow Echo, remember, like I said, because cold air is rushing forward, sometimes you can get very weak rotational kinks because there still is warm air advection. And sometimes you can get some very weak spin-ups there. For example, I always refer to August 10th, but during the August 10th event, because we had a highly sheared environment, there actually was, multiple tornado reports with that line. But the good news is they didn't get above EF1 status. So if there ever is a tornado warning, they should stay relatively weak because the main threat is winds that are, basically gusting forward rather than being sort of wrapped around. You see how it's not being wrapped and more so just straight? There's no curvature there. It's mostly just going straight. But because there is that curving advection, though that southerly flow, sometimes you can get some rotational kinks in Bow Echo storms. So you're absolutely correct. What's going on, Conrad? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. And by the way, let's just take one quick second to go over to the YouTube channel. Let's refresh here. We're at 1.21 subs. We're at 1.21 subs. Let's actually check this a little bit further. We're going to look here and see how many subs we have gained tonight. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, chat. We'll go to our analytics. Let's see. Look at that, chat. We have gained about a dozen subs tonight. If you have not subbed to the stream, be sure to sub. Look at that live count. We're trying to get to 2,000 by the end of the week. So real quickly, just in the last about 60 seconds here, with the frame that we have, for those of you who have subbed, whether you're new or you're old, I want you to spam in chat right now. Tell me that you've subbed down in the chat. And if you have not subbed, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button and go ahead and add your name to the list, all right? Let's try to get this thing to 1,300 tonight, but the main goal is trying to get it up to 2,000. Go ahead and spam in the chat for me. Let me know. If you have already subbed, let me know down in the chat below, all right? Please let me know. I subbed. Awesome cookie. I know you have. Let me know, chat. Who subbed tonight? Who subbed tonight and who subbed the other night? Sub. Thank you for the sub. Complications. Thank you for the sub. Eli. Rotation not as strong as it was a couple minutes ago in the Boeing segment, but if you should check it out, will do. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's see the velocities, see the rotation. Yeah, not much rotation there. It's going to be more gusting out. Look at all those subs. Brent Weathers, thank you for being a subscriber. Megan Dial, thanks for being a subscriber. Boeing Man, thank you so much. Spiked, thank you. Subbed on Friday, Man Smith, thank you so much. Caden Morrison, I sub. Thank you so much for the sub. Caden, Alan, thank you for the sub. Bin sub, Brock, thank you for your continued support. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. You are amazing. I've actually been doing some research on hail, and I was suggesting the penny theory. If a hailstone is sharp enough, it doesn't matter what size it is. I made that the smaller the hail, the more damage. Really? Very cool. Very cool. All right. So just to let you know, guys, I will be streaming. Look at those new subs. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. Really do appreciate it. Let's head on back over to the radar. I just sort of interrupted myself. I do apologize. But what I do want to say is I will be streaming till probably about 10 o'clock tonight. So keep that in mind. And I should be able to cover for you guys what is going to be taking place in Arkansas as well as the South for tomorrow's outlook. So I'm probably actually going to do that around 9:30. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream past 10 o'clock tonight. These storms should continue into the evening, but we will stream till about 10 o'clock. But 9:30, I am going to talk about the slight risk for tomorrow that actually could be increased up to and enhanced. Subscribe, Devin. Thanks so much for the subscription. Sib yesterday, Corn Pop. Thank you so much for the subscription. Mason Rieger. Thanks so much for the subscription. I'm subbed and I've been here since Aston mentioned the channel. Megan, thank you so much once again. Really do appreciate it. James, I don't know if I read your comment, but if I need to read it one more time, I will. I have actually been doing some research on hail. If the hailstone is sharp enough, it doesn't matter what size it is. I made the smaller the hail, the more damage. That would be very interesting to track. I would be very interested to hear your research on that. So please keep me posted on that. I would really like to see that. Mason, again, thanks for the subscription. Thoughts on Thursday? Anything serious? We're going to talk about that at 9:30. I'm going to continue with the last half hour here to just track these storms in particular, and then what we will do is start to talk about that setup for tomorrow, because that actually could be very interesting. We did not have any tornado warnings tonight. I don't think we will the rest of the night, but I definitely do think that if we are going to have tornado warnings, it's going to be tomorrow. And actually a couple of rotating thunderstorms. And as I said, it's probably going to be within this vicinity of the lower Mississippi Valley region. NYC Subway subbed. All right, very cool. NYC, thank you so much, my friend. New severe thunderstorm watch for Kansas. There we go, guys. There we go. And it probably has to do with that bow echo in progress. There it is. There it is. You're not going to be able to see it. It just got loaded in here. But it does, like we called, guys, it does have to do with this bow echo that continues to move through and is still bowing out and surging eastward and making its way towards Junction City and Manhattan. So let's take a look here at the latest severe thunderstorm watch. It's going to be going from morning, Tuesday night and Wednesday morning from 9:05 p.m. until 2 a.m. Scattered damaging wind gusts to 70 miles per hour. Scattered large hail events to 1.5 inches in diameter possible. I want to real quickly read the summary for you guys, and this should, of course, confirm what we already know. Earlier supercells in central Kansas have evolved into more of a linear configuration, which suggests more of a damaging wind threat into the overnight hours as the storm spreads eastward. The stronger storms will also continue to pose a threat for occasional large hail. So this is going to, let's refresh here and see what area. It's going to include Topeka, Manhattan, Salina, Concordia, and even Emporia. So these cities, you're in the path of what is now a Boeing storm in progress. Look at all those DMs. I absolutely love it, folks. I absolutely love it. I'm from Maryland. Awesome, Jacob. Awesome. Very cool. That's Reed Timmer's target area. By the way, I'm not from NYC. I was just in a creative mood. LOL. No worries, man. It's all good. Extension of severe thunderstorm watch. Yep. Thank you so much. We just got that as soon as you said it. But yeah, these storms are racing, and they're now going to be impacting Minneapolis. Darn, I want a severe thunderstorm watch. Maybe something crazy will happen when I'm away. LOL. That's usually when crap hits the fan, am I right? It's usually when it is. It's usually the case. So you are absolutely right about that. Last time I checked, so 8:58. This is the latest on this line of thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm was located over Lincoln, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Right now, the hazards are 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Trained weather spotters reported 60-mile-per-hour winds near Sylvan Grove. That was also 65 miles per hour at one point, but it is now 60. Locations impacted include Ellsworth, Wilson, Kannapolis, Lincoln, Beverly, Bernard, Westfall, and Ellsworth Airport. So current threats, inch-size hail and winds of 60. Now going over to Minneapolis, however, this is where the main line is now surging, where we're starting to see those strong winds kick in with that gust front. This is going to be 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. And again, the source is radar indicated. Locations impacted include Minneapolis, Delphos, Tescott, Culver, and Ada. So main threat here, wind, 70-mile-per-hour winds. And as I just said, these storms are racing. I mean, this is 35, but I think this one back here, actually, no, these are actually slowing down a bit, I must say. I thought they were actually going faster than I thought. But they're actually moving relatively slow. I'm currently rail fanning. I have no idea what you mean by that. I'm so sorry. Clarify for me. Could you check on the storm in Nebraska? Absolutely. I think you're referring to the cell to the north. Oh, this cluster of storms. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, if you're in this vicinity, we're really starting to see this. Here's our low over here, by the way. It's not that big, but there's the low. If there's anything, we are seeing precipitation increase. Digital storm total, not much actually. I stand corrected, but we are seeing some just relatively scattered thunderstorms. Nothing severe right now. The bulk of the severe weather for the rest of the night is going to be concentrated in this area where severe thunderstorm watch has been extended for this line of thunderstorms in particular. Even this storm right here that we've been tracking throughout the night is also trying to bow out as well. But still, nonetheless, 60-mile-per-hour winds and $half size hail. I've actually been doing some research on hail and was suggesting the penny theory. Oh, I did read that. I got to that. What is this? What's going on, Taylor? Well, right now we're just tracking severe weather across Kansas. I'm glad you joined the stream and glad to have you, and thank you so much for tuning in. Our focus, as we've already said, is this line up here and also this little cell down here. But honestly, I do expect that storm it might get canceled here momentarily. We'll see though, because like I said, it is starting to take on more of a wind signature. Actually right here, as you can tell, it's starting to take on a anticyclonic sort of mode. And when we see that, that's usually trying to indicate more so straight line winds as opposed to rotation or that warm air or cold air that's curving around the back side of it. Maybe that will head to me. Man Smith, yeah, I mean, if you're in Kansas City, you might get in on that. That's not going to be till early in the morning because, it was moving around 55 miles per hour, but now it's slowed down to right about 25. So keep that in mind. But you know what? I got to say, even though it's hard to see, the winds, 62, we even have 45. But I'll be honest, guys. I mean, hey, if they're saying 70, I'm going to take their word for it. Even though velocities are having a tough time picking that up, they're definitely there. Dude, read the bottom. I added another little part. Oh, you did. You did. I'm so sorry. Because if it's small enough, it can be fast enough to stab in someone's head. Oh, you're talking about like terminal velocity. That's interesting. Yeah, I would love to read up on that. Absolutely. For that cluster, the training of storms make me concerned about flooding. Yeah, and I'll just go back one last time tonight over to where we are seeing flooding right down towards the southern portion. Look at that, guys. I mean, there are spots of 3 inches of rain that have fallen, mainly because these storms are moving pretty slow. So that's exactly what we've seen here, guys. That's exactly what we've seen. And like I said, look at that Boeing segment here. Look at that. Still gusty winds making its way towards Minneapolis. If you guys just noticed, the severe thunderstorm just to the southwest has been canceled. Let's see here. This one has also expired. Let's see if this gets extended because, as I said before, DBZs are looking quite nice again, and we're also seeing more of an anticyclonic structure. So we could actually be seeing more of some gusty winds. I'm train spotting. Oh, that's actually really cool. As a matter of fact, I have a railroad track that is just behind my house. So that's very cool. It's very cool. Good to know. Let's see here. So I think now we just are down to 1. They have just let that storm expire. They may issue a warning again at some point. 4 winds, but it is below severe weather criteria. So they may issue that soon, if anything. Keep in mind, it is possible Thailand hail can mess up radar-indicated rainfall amounts. Yeah, that's true. But hey, it's still a good research project, though. I'm going to go and continue on my research. Sound good, James? Yeah, please check back in with me, man. I really do. I would really like to see that. I'd really like to see what you do come up with. All right, so 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So I actually was wondering about this because as we looked at the velocities, they were weakening quite a bit. And I was correct. I just didn't want to jump the gun because maybe the Weather Service was seeing something that I wasn't seeing. It isn't a bad radar site, so but we are correct. So at 9/11, a severe thunderstorm is located along a line extending from 7 miles northeast of Bernard or near Ada to 5 miles south of Tescott, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail, radar indicated, and these are going to be impacting Minneapolis, Delphos, Tescott, Culver, and Ada. So these storms are actually weakening. Now, the severe thunderstorm watch is still active, and they will probably keep that up throughout the night, just in case if these storms do decide to re-strengthen in terms of wind gusts. Let's see here. After tomorrow, when do you foresee the next severe weather event spiked? Great question. Honestly, I would probably say sometime next week, but even that's been kind of bouncing around. I mean, I was expecting maybe a plains event to take place again, a much better plains event for, portions of Oklahoma and even into Texas. But the GFS has sort of lost track of that. So honestly, I don't know. I'll have to look at that tonight and then, of course, get back to you guys maybe at the end of tomorrow's stream and let you know. Also, stay tuned to the main channel as well over at Direct Weather. Ashton will actually be doing an upload tomorrow morning, and he might actually talk about that. But I know tomorrow he's mainly going to talk about tomorrow's severe weather risk for Arkansas, portions of Mississippi, and Louisiana. Derecho? No, not really, man. Not really. This is, again, we're not even at derecho threshold, but it is definitely a bow echo. It definitely is. Somebody did mention a mesoscale discussion, new mesoscale discussion out of the SPC. Let's see if there is. There it is. So this is actually in regards to the latest severe thunderstorm watch, and they're giving an update. And the reason why they are is because these storms are actually weakening. So they need to check in and let us know what they're going to do here. So slow-moving thunderstorm cluster has evolved from Jewell, Lincoln, Stafford County, Kansas. Leading edge of this activity is beginning to surge east into Ottawa County, well ahead of the actual cold front. While the surface front will eventually catch up to this developing squall line, strong low-level jet focused around central Kansas will continue to provide favorable inflow for eastward propagation through the instability axis. Hail continues to be the primary concern, though gusty winds may also be noted with this Boeing segment that is exiting the watch into Ottawa County. Southernmost portion of this squall line should begin to accelerate as the surface front will soon surge into this portion of the convective line. So what they're saying is, this surface front, and by the way, as we called it, that actually just got severe warned again. But let me just finish my point here. As we look at this surface front, as it starts to catch up with this line of thunderstorms, you can expect this thing to speed up in terms of its speed as it surges eastward. Imagine an inactive April. Oh, gosh. Dude, I mean, can you guys imagine if March was the most active month of the severe weather season? Like, beyond that point, we literally have no severe weather. Very quiet. That would be wacky. I think that 2007 was kind of like that too. When do you think the next severe weather event will be around northern Kentucky and southwestern Ohio? You'll definitely get thunderstorms on Thursday, definitely even into Friday for sure. But severe weather, it's so far out to tell. I mean, you could have severe weather the next couple weeks, but the models are so all over the board, so I don't want to give you a definitive answer until we have a little bit more guidance there. He will start streaming around 7 p.m. time tomorrow, last I heard. Yes, tomorrow's live stream will be at 7 p.m. Central, all right? 7 p.m. Central for that live stream. New severe thunderstorm warning, as we talked about. Again, this line that was originally once a supercell structure has sort of gone anticyclonic and is now in a Boeing-like structure. So let's take a look here at the latest. This is going to be for Pawnee County in south central Kansas, northwestern Stafford County in south central Kansas. A severe thunderstorm was located near Radium, moving east at 15 miles per hour. So we got 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, radar indicated. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. These are going to be impacting the towns of Hudson, Seward, and Radium. Hail up to 1 inch and wind up to 60 miles per hour. So these have, again, become severe, although in a different structure than it was before. You can actually see that here. As the front starts to catch up, that surface low, you're going to start to see that Boeing structure take place. And this is the case with not only that storm, but even the storm up to the north that's actually going to be making its way towards the Manhattan, Kansas area within the hour. Let's go back here to the latest warning. Still 60 mile an hour wind gusts as of 9/11, so as of 10 minutes ago. Nothing has changed there. Jacob says, in case it wasn't already mentioned, that severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 2 a.m. Central. Yes, exactly. It's going to go until 2 a.m. And actually, the reason why they're keeping it up too, even if this weakens, below severe limits, as that front catches up, right, you still have cold air surging. So it wouldn't be a shock to anybody if this does produce some damaging winds, or even recycles itself and re-strengthens as it gets closer and closer to the radar site and even bigger cities like Manhattan, Junction City, and Wakefield. So if you're in those areas, if you're around Manhattan, be prepared for a stormy night tonight. It's going to be probably a little gusty. You might want to maybe stay up a little bit so that way you can go to bed. It would be really crappy to be waken up by these lines of thunderstorms. That would be pretty crappy, not going to lie. Hey, what's going on, Harrison? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? And as I've said all night, guys, we had a lot of you subscribed. Either it was last week or tonight. For all of you who have, I am so grateful for your support. Thank you so much. Again, the goal for this week is to try to get to 2,000 subs. We're only like 780 subs away. That's not a bad hill to climb. I know we can get there, chat. I know we can get there. Everybody earlier said we could, and you know what? We're going to. So we also have some charity streams coming up. We're going to do our very first charity stream tomorrow through my Cash App. We're going to be raising money for the American Red Cross in Alabama. That area has been impacted by tornadoes throughout the last couple of weeks, and they need our help. So I don't have a donation button yet because even though I have the subscribers for it, I need to accumulate a certain amount of hours of watch time. So, it's going to take a bit for that to happen, but we just got to pump out some content, and that's exactly why we're streaming tonight. So, again, for those of you who just joined the stream, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Last reminder of the night from me on that. And for all of you who have subscribed, again, thank you so much. Honestly, that means a lot. And that also helps the algorithm to get the stream out to people so that way they can be notified and get an idea of what's going on. Because sometimes, guys, the Weather Channel doesn't cover these events all the time, especially if they're impacting very small areas like Kansas. But here on DW2, even if it's a slight risk or let alone a moderate risk, whether it's on the main or the second channel, we cover it. we do cover it. Is using storm relative velocity good for finding rotation in squall lines, Brock? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that's what I use. You can try relative velocity, although I prefer super res velocity more. But honestly, that's the one I use for like squall lines, for bow echoes, for supercells. That's just a preference. I mean, you could really use either or. Hi, hope you are doing well. Alley Cat, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. How's it going? How is it going? Thanks for tuning in. My brother said can help me with my weather science homework. There you go. I can't help him though. Not like I'm going to school for it. I'm not really good at that science stuff. Calculus, what is that? I'm only kidding. Is this a bow echo? Tony asks. Yes, it is. You know why? Voice crack. That's not the reason, though. The real reason is because right here, it takes the shape of a bow, and that really wasn't a bow. That was a really messed up bow. This is a bow. That's exactly what it's doing right there. Pretty good. Good to hear, Alley Cat. Awesome. Hear me out. Blockchain-based weather services. Chicken tendies. Elaborate for me on what you mean by that. I mean, I am a crypto investor myself. This is not an investor channel by any means, but I am familiar with blockchain, and you would be basically combining my two most favorite things in the world, crypto and weather, and making it into one awesome thing. So can you elaborate your Shark Tank-like idea with the rest of chat? I would be very curious to hear how you tend to incorporate blockchain into, say, weather. Honestly, pitch it to the rest of chat. We're going to be the sharks tonight. Let me know. I'm really curious. I really am. Hi, I'm from Northern Illinois. So am I, man. I'm right around the Elgin area, right in the western suburbs of Chicago. So I'm not going to tell you exactly where I am, but I'm, right around that vicinity, you could say, right around northern Kane County. Let's see. Velocity returns are a mess. Absolutely. Yeah, they're all over the place. Honestly, I really do expect this line. Oh, man. I mean, if I look at the velocities on these, I guess it's still there, like down here. But that's in a de-alias spot. Honestly, up here it's sort of weakened a bit. There still is a gust front. It's right here. And there definitely still is cold air that is surging. But, beyond that, though, I don't know, guys. We'll see if they keep the severe thunderstorm warning. They have not extended it out further east yet into areas like Wakefield and Abilene and even Clay Center. I'm wondering if they're going to either cancel this or just let it continue because of the bowing structure that it contains. Again, the velocities are a mess, but because it still is bowing and there clearly is a gust front, I'm wondering if they're going to extend it or just simply cancel it. Kind of like BAT token. Oh, crypto. Okay. Or like Theta. All right, chicken tendies. I see you. All right. Well, that's not a bad idea, man. You do you. If you want to make another blockchain, go for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Although I'm kind of knee deep in Dogecoin myself, so I don't know. You're gonna have to prove to me that that's gonna come out to a reasonable amount in value. I'll be totally honest. I'm 50 miles northwest of Peoria. Okay, Robert. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I've been down in Peoria so many times. Gosh, I think I'm getting a cold too, Chad. I ran today. I think it's my allergies kicking up. But just want to talk about Peoria a second. Just to give you an idea, man, Peoria, I've been down at Detweiler Park for cross country. I've been down to Peoria for conferences, Bloomington Normal. I've been to Springfield. I've been to Davenport, Dixon, Rockford, DeKalb. I've been all over this state. The only part that I really haven't been is like down by Carbondale. I think I've been down there once, at least near the area, but I have not been to St. Louis. So, I've been around the vast majority of Illinois with the exception of like Carbondale, just to let you know. Nasty little bow on the southern cell. Yeah, let's take a look back at that. I know I talked about that earlier. Now this one looks quite interesting. Let's take a look. It is moving more northeast, so I wonder if they're going to extend that over here for Ellenwood and Chase. But if we look here at our velocities, sort of a bad site once again. Let's see KDDC. I think we got about, we'll call it like close to 60 in spots. Let's go a little bit higher up here. Yeah, so higher up we got about 60 on a higher tilt. Let's go to tilt 3. We probably should, yeah, okay. So we have, that's 70 up there, up at tilt 3, but tilt 1, yeah, we've got about 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Only positive about tornadoes tomorrow is temps will drop. Yeah, I think the better chance, if you're looking for more of a tornado threat, I was actually kind of looking out for that tonight, and we sort of had that funnel cloud take place, and we couldn't rule that out like we've talked about. But, I got to tell you, the main threat for tornadoes, if any at all this week, is going to be in these areas, honestly. We may have a few tornadoes tomorrow. Speaking of that, if you don't mind, by the way, that severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for, actually, let's go back and make sure I get this right. I had a feeling they were going to cancel that. That has been canceled for Minneapolis. and even as it moves into Selena. That's not to say that this can't re-strengthen, but it has weakened below severe limits. We still do have a severe thunderstorm warning down south, and this is still bowing out. But that may continue for a while as it moves into Ellenwood. We'll probably get another severe thunderstorm warning out of that later on. Boeing segment warning canceled. Yep, thank you so much. Back in 2012, 2013, or sometime near then, I was in St. Louis for a FLL tournament, and either extreme winds or a tornado took out the power and canceled the event. Really? Very fascinating stuff, man. Very fascinating stuff. And definitely sad, to say the least. I know St. Louis Airport was hit by a tornado several years ago. That's also something that I remember from that area. So for the last, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes here, I want to cover what we're going to expect for tomorrow. I know, the severe weather tonight, again, this cell will probably ramp up a little bit more. I don't expect that to rotate at this time. And also, this line could also re-strengthen, but right now, as it stands, it's not there yet. So the remaining time that we have, as promised, chat, I do want to talk about tomorrow. We will start the stream tomorrow at 7 Central, as promised. All right? We will talk about that. Why my brother is asking help for weather homework. I said, shut up, I'm watching weather. He said I can cheat by watching your video. Dude, that's the best way to do it, my friend. If he needs any help, man, you can just DM me on Discord and I can try to help out after the stream if I do have time. Let's take a look here at the NAM 3 kilometer. Again, this is Weather Bell. And we're going to start to look here at Arkansas. Now, if you want a full depth analysis, Ashton over on the main channel tomorrow will be talking about that. He'll go probably a little bit more in depth. If it's not in depth, he's going to talk about the latest for the event. Tonight, we're going to actually take some soundings and go. I should actually clarify what I meant there. We're going to go in depth on the DW2 channel, and then on the main channel, he's going to kind of go over a brief overview as to what to expect for these areas. So, what I want to do before I actually use Weather Bell, let's check out Pivotal, because the first thing that I always like to check whenever I'm checking the weather and the latest model runs is I want to see some soundings. I want to get an idea of what the upper atmosphere is like. Possible heavy hail going on right now. Where? You mean this one right here? Let's see. Real quickly, let me just go back to it a second. I did not want CC there, although CC is interesting. Total vertically integrated liquid. Oh yeah, right there. You are right there. So thank you for the heads up there. Really do appreciate it. Hey, dude, the severe cell is sitting off the main line, so baby cell is alive. There you go, man. Spike's going to head out. See you all tomorrow. Sounds good, Spike. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it, my friend. Tony, I will check DMs after stream, my friend. If it's about the storm, I'm going to check those afterwards, but I appreciate it. Let me know. For now, I do want to talk about Arkansas and even into tomorrow's slight risk. So this is our low that we've been really tracking throughout the day today. That's going to continue to move east, all right? That's going to continue to move east-northeast, even dig a little bit far south, I should say, before moving northeast. And look at those mid-level winds. I mean, we're talking about 71 knots, anywhere between 68 to 71 knots. That's pretty good. So we want to see that. Let's take a look at the surface, what our surface winds are like. And let's go ahead and move forward in time. This is actually going to take us into probably around Wednesday afternoon into the evening. I'm sorry, these are our temperatures. Let's go to the wind, 925 height. There we go. This will take us into the afternoon and even into the evening hours. I would say that storm initiation happens in the afternoon. So keep that in mind. I think we should expect that afternoon. It looks like here 15Z. Afternoon, even into the evening. But this looks actually to be like an afternoon event. So if that's the case, what I might do is stream in the afternoon tomorrow, chat. So I will keep you posted. Check the channel tomorrow. I may actually stream later on, actually earlier than what anticipated. So it would have probably a sharp cutoff around 3:30. And then I would hop on around the evening just to check back in with you guys because unfortunately I would have to head over to work and do some schoolwork. But I may start early because as we see here, the initiation might take place early afternoon. So that is very interesting. That is very interesting. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Chicago. You're awesome. You're awesome. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for checking in. Let's see. So I'm going to take a sounding here. I tend to cheat a lot, guys, and I do use Supercell Composite. It's just for sounding purposes. I like to get a general sense as to where the area of most concern is with this severe weather. So let's head on over here to Arkansas. Supercell Composite is actually lower on the 18Z. I think I've seen it higher. Let me just double check on the 12Z. I think I've actually seen parameters better. Actually, no, they're right about the same. I know they were better about a few runs ago. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get a sounding here. Let's X that out. And let's go right here. Okay, so we have our first sounding. This is for a marginal tornado. We got 72 degrees. Wow. Okay, so the NAM has sort of dropped off a bit with this event. At least for Arkansas. Now, for Louisiana, on the other hand, we have a low surface to 3 laps rate. I want that a little higher. Less capping than what we've seen this week. So if we're talking about more thunderstorm coverage, it would definitely be tomorrow. Even if they're not severe, the majority of the thunderstorm coverage, it was definitely going to be tomorrow due to the fact that there is less capping. Also, lifted index, -4, -3. The air is not as unstable according to the NAM. That is very interesting. It looks as though in the last couple of runs, at least on the NAM side of things, things have sort of downtrended a bit. And I know there's been a lot of questions in chat as well as other videos about, hey, is tomorrow going to be enhanced? Well, we're going to find out in these next couple of runs. Maybe this is just a bad reading, these last two. Sometimes that can happen. Things can downtrend, and then things can basically, uptrend once again. But, as it stands right now, not that good. I guess the only thing that's good is the fact that the helicity is not bad. We want this around 150 or higher. We got 240 from surface to 1, so that's good. Surface to 3, we got 305. We want it above 250. That's fine. Shear at the surface, 27, 33, 34. Our upper level shear is not bad. It's actually pretty decent. If there's anything that's actually uptrended, it's the shear with height actually looks pretty good. You're on the GFS, not the NAM. Oh, crap. Oh, my God. Okay, that explains it. I was going to say, thank you so much for letting me know. Oh, my God, that's exactly why. That's exactly why. Of course it would be the GFS. Wow, epic fail. Epic fail, chat. I'm so sorry. It's one of those nights. It's one of those nights where Brendan sort of gets a little loopy and messes up things. All right, let's look at the NAM. There we go. Okay. So the NAM is actually uptrending. And we see that because just looking at the Supercell Composite, it's a lot better. That's what I thought, because the GFS is a long-term model. It's a long-range guidance. It's not really meant to hone in on those details, unless, of course, we're talking about a high-risk event where all the models agree and are picking up on something significant. I'm back. Sorry I wasn't here most of the stream. What did I miss, Mazdog? Well, you missed some pretty crazy gorilla-sized hail across Kansas tonight. We also did have some rotating thunderstorms that took place at one point on the southern edge of this line here. By the way, new severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour winds, half-dollar size hail, all associated with that line. Oh, by the way, golf ball size hail with that line, you guys called it. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, trained weather spotters. Golf ball hail was reported by the public 1.5 miles south of Radium. So if you're in these areas, be prepared once again for some pretty large hail. So again, this is the NAM, guys. I do apologize. I was using the GFS the entire time. This is very interesting, chat. So we're going to dissect this one by one. So our CAPE. We don't need really high CAPE. 1,500, this is talking about our energy in the atmosphere. This is fine. This is good. We can work with this, right? We've had EF4 and even sometimes EF5 tornadoes in low CAPE environments. It happens. Fairdale's a great example. I think El Reno was also a low CAPE environment. Check me on that. But it happens. And it's relatively common. It can happen in high CAPE environments and low CAPE environments. All right. Yeah, I did, Tony. I did check that. Thank you. I just beat you to it, man. So good stuff. Appreciate you letting me know. Let's look at the lapse rates here for Arkansas. We got 6 and 7s. That's good. Our lifted index is much better. So we want these anywhere above, or I should really say below -5, and we do. This is indicating that we have an unstable environment at all different levels of the atmosphere. Now, here's what really stands off the page for me. And this is what we like to look at. Again, this is our kinematics. So kinematics is referring to our shear, our helicity, our winds. It's talking about motion. And our thermodynamics is talking about energy, right? Heat, energy, things like that. So according to our kinematics, El Reno was 5K CAPE, Lamau. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, you're right. You're right. Thank you. Again, I'm a little loopy tonight. I'm a little tired. I will be honest, chat. So El Reno was 5,000 CAPE. I'm not drunk, by the way. It's not that. I am not under the influence, and I'm not under the influence of any sort of drugs or alcohol. Like I said, it's just been relatively tired, so no big deal. I didn't get enough sleep last night. We'll try to fix that tonight, but I appreciate you guys fact-checking me on that. But Fairdale definitely was. Fairdale in 2015 was an EF4, close to an EF5, and the CAPE was actually right around these numbers, so it can happen. El Reno it didn't, but it definitely has happened before. So back to what I'm looking at here. So shear, 33, 35, 36. This is good. And the other thing that stands out to me is the helicity on this particular sounding. 396 from surface to 1, 529 from surface to 3 with an effective inflow of 533. So what that's telling us, there is very strong rotational updraft motion with height with this particular sounding. And that also stands true for areas even north, if we're talking about northern Arkansas or even south central Missouri. Again, same story here we're talking about, and very little cap inversion. So I do expect these storms to be more widespread tomorrow. We'll take a look at the reflectivity in just a moment and see if we can concur that thought. And also, there is a chance of rotation. If you guys see this curvature right here, what that's indicating on our hodograph is rotation with height. Once again, this is our skew T and this is our hodograph. So this vector is turning in that clockwise motion. What that's telling us that there is the turning of the winds. So keep that in mind. These storms will be rotating tomorrow, and we could have a couple of tornado-warned storms. Now, as far as any tornado reports, I'm not really too sure. That's going to be determined with this setup. But these soundings are very good. Are they like what we saw in Dixie Alley? No, but they're still good. Mass Dog says, KK, I'll be here most of the stream tomorrow as I won't be busy. Sounds good, yeah, Mass Dog. Probably I will be starting earlier in the day because I actually expect storm initiation to take place like in the early to mid-afternoon as opposed to the evening. So I may just do an afternoon stream and then send you guys over to another streamer to take on the continued coverage for the evening, if that sounds good with you guys. I think that probably makes more sense. So that's what we'll do. So I'll start in the afternoon, probably around like 1 Central, maybe 12 Central, if not 11 a.m., and then go until, we'll say, 3 o'clock. So it'll be probably about a 5-hour stream, morning and the afternoon. And then, like I said, I'll actually send you guys over to a YouTuber named Adrian's Weather Forecast, and he'll continue on the coverage throughout the evening. I want to show his stream some love. He's been a very great supporter of this stream, so I definitely want to, give him my best and send you guys over there. My bro said, what happened to cold come my city of Dodge City? What will happen? I said cold. I was going to say cold, windy, and severe storms. Dodge City, honestly, these storms have really weakened. If you're anywhere east of these areas, except if you're south of this line and you're more so in the area by Great Bend, that's really the area of concern for the rest of the night. I know they have a severe thunderstorm watch out. Wouldn't be surprised if they canceled that earlier than 2 a.m., because honestly, these storms are really starting to lose their steam, especially in that northern side. So I want to just real quickly, before I get distracted by the Chonky boys on Radar Scope, I want to finish up here by talking about what I do expect for tomorrow. So if we take a look here at the SIGTOR parameters, we actually do see that extending into southern Arkansas. Again, helicity is good, shear is great, upper level shear is really well put Precipitable water, the biggest thing that we got to consider anytime we talk about Dixie Alley is precipitable water. This is talking about how saturated the environment is. Sometimes if we have too much coverage, it can tend to stabilize the atmosphere in or around the thunderstorms or even ahead of the thunderstorms. So I mean, that didn't really happen the last couple weeks when we had really high saturated environment, but it's also something to consider. I mean, sometimes when it's too saturated, you can have thunderstorms that overtake any sort of convective heating and really just like stabilize the warm sector to the point where those severe storms aren't as severe as what the models depict. So rest in peace, big storm. I know, it's a sad day. Sad day. What I really like about these small streams is that you can answer questions, especially when showing these charts, and get quite confusing. Yeah, it can be. So if you guys have any questions about the soundings, let me know, and I'll try to get to those as soon as possible as I'm talking through them. I'm worried for tonight. Chicago, we should be good, man. We should be good. I don't really worry about tonight for Illinois being a severe risk. I just took a sounding on accident. Sorry about that. We probably will have some isolated showers tonight, but honestly, I don't expect those to be severe. The conditions are just too low for that. So SIGTOR, as we just mentioned. Ooh, look at that. That is later. Oh, that's Saturday? Whoa. Whoa. What? Oh, wow. Oh, crap. Chat. What in God's name is this? Hello there. Hi, lapse rates. How are you? Okay. Look at that. Okay, we're going to have to keep an eye on, what is that, Friday? Oh my goodness. That's literally like late Friday night. That's like bonkers. Oh my goodness. That's wild. That's a crazy sounding I just saw. Let's see if that holds up later on. That's pretty insane. Jeez. That's for Saturday. Or sorry, Friday. That's wild. All right, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Maybe Ashton will cover it tomorrow. But anyway, main threat for Thursday, as we've talked about, definitely going to be all modes of severe weather in this area. I definitely anticipate Arkansas being the main threat. If we look back at the SPC, and then we'll kind of end off here with reflectivity, what you're going to see is, let's see, go to convective outlooks. Let's go over to our slight risk. We do have Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and much of Mississippi. I will say, though, I definitely think if I had an area of concern, it still is Arkansas. I think that that's going to be the bulk of where the main threat will be. I would not be surprised. Let me just tell you guys something. Based on what I've just seen with the NAM, I'll look at the HRRR too, but like what I've seen with the NAM, I wouldn't be surprised if they go 10% TOR. I would not be surprised if they did that. I don't know if they'll go SIGTOR, but I definitely think I definitely think it will be upgraded at least to an enhanced in some capacity tomorrow morning as we get closer to the event. School one tape stream, another if the schoolwork is easy. True. Saturday, wow, that looks very bad. Yeah, they just had a spike. Yeah. Oh, geez. I just want to check this cell real quick. My God. What? Oh, what the actual hell? What the actual hell? I was literally just about to talk about tomorrow, but now 2-inch size hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This storm has a history of producing a hail up to golf ball size, even larger hail possible. 2-inch size hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds. I won't be up to continue to track this, guys. I'm sorry. I would probably be up all night trying to track this thing because it looks like it's got plenty of steam left. I mean, look at that bowing structure right here. That is beautiful. And as a matter of fact, it even had a little bit of rotation, if you guys saw, on the northern flank of that line. So, wow, that is unbelievable. And once again, golf ball trained weather spotters, these areas, I can just show this real quickly here, and then I'll get back to tomorrow. If you actually look at the mesoanalysis page, and if we actually look at the lapse rates for these areas, it should concur with the size hail that we're seeing. I mean, look at this. We have 8 lapse rates, 8.5 at the 500 to 700 millibar height. That's nuts. That is absolutely crazy. So as that front catches up, the lapse rates are really starting to maximize. So it makes sense as to how it's really starting to drop some gorilla-sized hail. Makes me thankful I live in DuPage County, Illinois, less severe weather. Amen. Although out here in Kane County, we tend to get a little bit more. Yeah, Tony, I just saw that. Thank you so much. What's going on, Dean? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Really do appreciate it. And thank you to all who have tuned in. Let me quickly move away from that storm again. These areas, I'm just going to recap. If you're in these areas, Great Bend, Ellenwood, and Great Bend Airport, if you are in these areas, 2-inch size hail and 70 mile per hour wind gust. This is a very significant thunderstorm that you guys have been tracking, and I've kind of been keeping track of off and on as we're trying to talk about tomorrow. But man, these storms do not want to give up, folks. They do not want to give up. I said it looked like strong hail route. Okay, Tony, let me check your DMs. It's fine. Yeah, I see that. Yep. Someone asked what the slinky means. Slinky is just referring to it's really referring to sort of what the hodograph is doing. So I don't have it up right now, unfortunately, but that curvature you guys probably saw at the storm slinky, it kind of goes like this. If you ever have a C that's basically showing curving, that turning of the winds with height. Harrison Mitchell, awesome. You're awesome, man. What's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. And Dean, like I said before, man, glad you joined in. I know it's late tonight, guys, but we are tracking severe weather even into Kansas tonight. We will be wrapping up the stream here in just about 5 to 10 minutes, so you are more than welcome to continue to track it on Radarscope, or if anybody else is streaming right now, please be sure to check them out. But I got to call it right around 10 o'clock here. But before I do, I want to kind of play through what we can expect for tomorrow. So I'm going to start first with reflectivity. Let's go to our precipitation, our composite reflectivity for tomorrow. Let's see here. So we're going to move through. Actually, it didn't do it. There we go. So we're going to move through here. And this is the storms tonight. They're going to move through what will be south central Kansas and make their way into Kansas City Metro probably about tonight. And the latest model, at least on the NAM side of things, is actually showing these weaken well below severe limits. And honestly, they already have. I don't expect these to strengthen tonight, quite honestly. It's just not really the right environment for them to re-strengthen here. Now, let's go ahead and zoom into tomorrow. That is going to be our main concern. So I'm actually going to go to our regions. Let's head on over to... Let's see. Sorry, what is DMs? LOL? Oh, just Discord. Like somebody messaging me. It's like an instant message, things like that. Let's head on over to Dixie Alley, Deep South. We'll say Deep South here. So it looks like we have 21Z. So this is going to be like later into the mid-afternoon, late afternoon area. And the NAM model just has a cluster of thunderstorms. And, honestly, there is some sort of mesocyclone signatures with some of these, at least on the NAM. So my biggest concern right now with the sort of development of this environment is I would honestly say is the saturation. That's my biggest question mark. Do you see how there's all these showers out ahead of the front? This is not even during the maximized warm sector period. This is not even when our severe weather is at its peak in terms of parameters. So I wonder if that may possibly inhibit some of those storms are becoming more upscale. There is still there's a 5% TOR and a 15 for both wind and hail. I think that might be a question mark going forward. Does the SPC pull the trigger on an enhanced, or do they stick with a slight, considering that, this could be sort of an inhibitor from any upscale growth, is morning and even early afternoon ongoing convection. It's sort of the same question, guys, that we had last week with the Dixie Alley event, but because there was such strong instability with our kinematics and even our thermodynamics, that's actually what allowed for those storms to actually refire in the warm sector despite showers moving through previously in the morning. So the same kind of setup could happen to where even though we have showers in the morning, we could still have explosive thunderstorm development and some partial clearing take place sort of behind those original clusters of thunderstorms. And you start to see that right around the evening hours here, and then even towards the late afternoon, you might have some severe weather. So the severe weather window looks to be possibly, mid to late afternoon and into the early evening for portions of, Arkansas, actually all of Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and even into western Tennessee and northern Louisiana. I will call it quits for the Lincoln, Nebraska. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. SPC Lincoln, thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Yes, do another weather reaction like yesterday. I will do another one. Actually, what I'm going to do, guys, is my next live stream besides Wednesday is actually going to be on Friday. It's going to be a Friday night stream. Actually, no, we're going to do Friday. We'll say Friday morning at 10 a.m. All right, Friday morning at 10 a.m. What I'm going to do is I'm going to react to the top 10 most significant severe weather events in my lifetime. I'm going to give you guys a list, and I'm going to react to a lot of the footage. We're going to talk about the reports. Friday should be quiet, hopefully. The models don't say that, but let's hope they are, because Friday, if you guys are cool with it, and, when people aren't sleeping in my house where I have to talk really quiet right now, wink, wink, I will be able to be my normal exuberant self and react to the top 10 most significant events of severe weather in my lifetime. So I think that'd be really cool. I think you guys will enjoy it, and we'll talk about that on Friday. They went from saying isolated storms to partly sunny. Dean, that's the name of the game, my friend. That's the name of the game. And if you're talking about Kansas, it was pretty capped off, and it was very isolated for these storms, not very widespread whatsoever. I want to check back here on this thunderstorm. Yeah, still 2-inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's crazy. So back to tomorrow. Again, these line of thunderstorms, it tends to have about multiple rounds of development that will be moving through here. Oh, that sounds cool, Mass. Yeah, we're going to do that. We'll do that on Friday. It'll be around like 10 a.m. It'll be an early stream and go till probably about 2 o'clock. I'll put a list together for you guys. And then Saturday will be the charity stream with my friend Dominic. We're going to talk about noon in Georgia and raise money for the American Red Cross in Georgia. Really just make it a discussion live stream, recap the Dixie Alley event. And then Monday, Sunday, I will have the upload for the Superfast forecast for you. And then Monday and Tuesday, I'll probably have off. So anyhow, CC drop. I'll check, Tony. Let's see. I'll check. Honestly, Tony, I'll be totally honest, I don't really see it. It's really hard to tell. I don't want to make that call, especially since it's not even Tor possible. I don't personally see a CC there. But I appreciate you giving me a heads up on it. It's I don't see a CC drop there, Tony. It's very messy. If there was a CC drop, it would be way more well-defined. You would have this type of color, the blue, and it would be like right there. You would see debris, but we don't see that right now. Very small. Infinite lives on Nissan truck. Dude, I want a Nissan truck so bad. As a matter of fact, I want a Ford F-150. Brock, Stan, gotta go soon. Sounds good, Brock. Yeah, I'm going to be heading off here in about just a couple minutes. We are tracking. Again, tomorrow should be very interesting. A couple rounds of severe weather. You can catch the main channel for a more of an overview there. As a last thought, with just the little time that we have, let's take a look here at the HRRR. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to go back to our models. Again, thanks to WeatherBell for allowing me to share this with all of you guys today. Be sure to buy that. There's a link down below. If you don't have it, I definitely recommend it. It's a very good program to use for weather and to be able to track it. So let's take a look here at the reflectivity. We're going to go back to the southern portion, so the Ozarks. Michigan be boring in April. You know it, Dean. Yeah, Michigan always gets gypped. It's because of the lake for the most part, unless if it's a wind event. So yeah, you're totally right, man. You're totally right. Deep south. Let's go to reflectivity. Let's go to precipitation. There we go. All right, so we go into tomorrow, and they have a main complex moving through, and that's about it. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. They don't actually have, at least on the latest 0Z, they don't have early afternoon initiation taking place. As a matter of fact, they have an ongoing line, what looks to be a squall line, of showers and thunderstorms moving eastward. And this would actually mean more of an evening event as opposed to an afternoon event. We also do have some initiation taking place here in northern Mississippi. And actually, I should say this. Let me correct myself a second. The storms do actually form up here. So there is early development, but look how messy it is, though. It's very multicellular clustered. So there is some disagreement on how this situationally will play out on reflectivity, as well as the parameters. So what I will tell you guys is definitely check out the main channel first thing in the morning. Ashton's going to be posting for you guys a brand new updated video on the latest of the severe weather threat. I do plan on going live at either 12 o'clock or 7. Of course, if I do end up going live earlier, if the models do trend to an earlier initiation event, then I will definitely let you guys know in the preview thumbnail and give you guys a heads up that I would be streaming at that time. Otherwise, you can expect a stream at 7 o'clock Central. I want to thank you guys tonight real quickly. Let's head on over to YouTube and see how many subs you got tonight. You guys were amazing. We keep adding subs because y'all have been just so awesome with your support, and I really do appreciate it. Let's just go over to manage videos, and especially for a Kansas event, guys. I mean, the support has been unbelievable. You guys are amazing. Everybody's going to bed. Good night to all of you. Let's just show kind of a final subscriber count, a little update for everybody here, if I can actually pull it up on the analytics. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Very good. Very good. That's awesome, guys. 1220. I love it. And of course, we'll see that go up over time. But I'm really appreciative of all of you guys who have supported the stream, who are subscribed. It really means a lot. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for this area. And if you're in Ellenswood, be prepared for some hail. All right? Be prepared for some hail. Other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Really do appreciate it. You can catch me tomorrow afternoon and even into the evening hours where we will be streaming the secondary event. It's going to be for Arkansas, even into Louisiana, Mississippi, and that's going to be our slight risk 5% tour. Are we going to get an enhanced risk? We're going to find out tomorrow. But again, thank you guys so much for the support. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you all tomorrow afternoon or evening. Take care.